What up, everybody? Schulz here. As many of you already know, we started a new YouTube channel for Flagrant 2. There's a link right here that you can click on. I believe it's right here. I was pointing here last week. I'm not really sure, but just click on the link and go subscribe, man. You guys got up to 10,000 viewers or subscribers in the first week. That was unbelievable. Asshole Army is very strong. We're going to put extra clips up there, behind the scenes footage, a lot more stuff that we can do now that we have its own independent channel. So go subscribe to that right now. Tell your friends. That's where you can watch the clips, the full episode, everything. Eventually, we're going to stop posting those videos on this channel right here. So if you don't want to miss out on anything whatsoever, go subscribe right now. Enjoy the video. What's up, everybody, and welcome to the Patreon episode of Flagrant 2 No Easy Buckets Analysis by Assholes, water cooler commentary for your sports needs. I'm Andrew Schulz. I'm here with Akaash Singh. Kaz is out the building right now, but obviously prayers up. Love, he felt all the love. Shorty felt all the love, so the love is brilliant that y'all are putting in that way. Keep the love flow going. Alex Media is here. Eden Martinez. We don't know where Eden is. No, Eden's handling some family shit right now as well, so obviously prayers up for Eden. Let's get the fucking show started, man. I can't take full credit for this, or I can't take any credit for this.
All right.
But I had a guy comment on a video of mine when I was in Japan. Okay. And I was complimenting my chopstick skills, right?
Yeah,
I was eating some rice with the chopsticks, and I put that shit in my mouth. I was like, my chopstick game is impeccable for a white, right? And the dude commented, he goes, damn. He goes, Michael J. Fox was starved to death in Japan.
That's good. That's really fucking good.
Just the visual of him trying to pick up food with the chopsticks and that shit shaking off the sticks every single time.
Can you imagine he gets frustrated? He's like, fuck this. And then he picks up the bowl and he still can't get it in his mouth.
It's miso soup flopping all over the place.
That's a good
Yo, there's certain foods you can't have if you're Michael J. Fox.
Son, if I'm Michael J. Fox, I go to Jiro just to piss off Jiro, son. Just trying to pick the sushi up with the fucking chopsticks and cutting that shit in half every time this perfectly rolled piece of sushi by this old-ass man. Have Jiro hit you with a karate chop.
Oh, yeah, you're not allowed to, manipulate the food at all. You have to.
Son, you're not even supposed to use chopsticks. You go fingers, the original chopsticks.
Can you take a bite, or you have the whole piece?
Nah, ain't no bites of sushi. Sushi is made for a whole piece down the hatch.
Yeah.
That's right, deep throat. You got a deep throat.
So I heard mad 1-star reviews on Yelp for Jiro.
Son.
Whoa.
Yeah, wait, we were talking about this last night. So we didn't even look at Yelp, obviously, because Netflix put out the Yelp. It's the greatest sushi restaurant in the world. Yeah. If you go to Yelp, they're like, nah, this shit is trash. So I'm not making it up. Everybody thought I was trying to be a contrarian. I'm not. The food sucks. I just want to get that out. A lot of things I got to get off my chest this morning.
Oh,
gosh,
yeah?
There's a lot of fucking things. Okay?
Talk about it.
Talk about it.
Guys, okay. I don't know where I want to... Okay, there's two that I just got to get off the chest. First of all...
I'm scared.
Service... Okay. I was going to get some khakis yesterday.
Okay.
Just some pants yesterday. And I walk into the Carhartt store, but it's Carhartt Work in Progress, which is like the little hipster version of Carhartt. Yeah. For those of you guys who don't know Carhartt, it was a working man's pant, like a construction
East Coast
worker.
Dickies.
Yeah, East Coast Dickies, great way to put it. Construction worker, miner, factory worker, union guy clothing. And these people that work in the fucking clothing stores and act like they're better than you.
I know what you mean.
Like you're bothering. Do you have this at a 34? Whatever's there is what we have left. I'm sorry. Are you not going to suggest another pant? Are you not going to show me what's similar? Are you not going to do your fucking
I'm
job?
sorry, no, that we don't have that. Even if you said
would you like to try?
That's that's like best case scenario. I will accept. No, sir, I'm sorry. I'll accept that. But what we have there, I'm a fucking idiot. It's impossible to think maybe you have some inventory in the back. I'm the asshole for not knowing how your job works.
Yeah.
You fuck.
You fuck.
That shit infuriates
this
me.
fucking hipster piece of shit.
Oh, hipster.
The fact that you think that you're at this. First of all, just because you work at the store doesn't mean you're in fashion. Right? Like these motherfuckers that work at the store think that they're in fashion. It's like you are the dishwasher of the fashion company. Like, do you think Mr. Carhartt or whoever, like the Balenciaga, these fancy brands, you think they're looking at the workers in the store going, we would be nothing without you? What is your job? 34?
Fold.
That's it. Can you literally put a pair of pants on your chest and let the top part bend over and then let it go again? The idea that you could have any attitude and being better than, and I go in humble to these places, bro. I'm just asking, bro. I'm just trying to look cool. That's all I'm trying to do is look cool. It's already vulnerable as a man to want to look cool.
You work at gentrified Carhartt. It ain't nothing but gentrified.
Akaash, if a person who actually wears Carhartts walked in there and you gave a fucking New York construction worker or a union worker that kind of attitude,
He'd drag you out of that fucking
by
store.
your fucking mustache. He would take you by your stupid fucking mustache and drag you onto the street and pound you into the pavement he just laid. The balls on these fucking people. Where does it come from?
Dog, New York City is the only place I've been to where when you buy something, that not only are they not thankful, they act like you should be thankful. That you got to give them money.
They when you walk out, they're looking at you like, you gonna say thank me, come again?
Thank me, you'll come again?
Thank me, you'll come again? That is so true. It is. And I immediately hit up Ronnie Chang. Shouts to Ronnie, man. I love Ronnie Chang. Comedian Ronnie Chang.
Ronnie's the greatest.
Amazing. The GOAT. Love him. And because I was talking to him about Japan, he's got great perspective on Japan. He's a Malaysian. He's from Malaysia, spent time in Australia, Chinese descent. But he's got great perspective on Japan. Was saying these hilarious things yesterday. We got to get him on the podcast. And I was just talking about like the bowing culture and all that kind of. I was like, dude, it's so polite. It's so fucking polite. He goes, you have to understand, like, they used to just have samurai swords and cut people open all day. They're trying their best not to cut people open all day, right? Like the extreme politeness is covering up the...
It's overcorrection. It's like PC culture.
It's PC culture. That's their version. They used to walk around all day with a samurai sword, and then when you bumped into someone, they knocked your slipper off by accident. You go, honey mustard! Right? So he's like, dude, he's like, you have to correct for that. And then he made this observation, and I couldn't wait I didn't even text you because I'm like, I want to see what he has to say on a podcast. He goes, you know how like, and I'm like, yeah, but it's like the extreme, it's like fake,
right?
Polite, it's too polite. He goes, okay, you know how like when you meet a New Yorker at first, they're like a dick.
Yeah.
Right? Like New Yorkers make horrible first impressions.
Yeah.
Right? But he goes, but if you get to know a New Yorker, that's the best friend you're going to have.
Right.
But initially, you even said, I think initially with me, you're like, who the fuck is this kid?
I didn't dislike you. I just thought, I actually didn't understand what skinny jeans was fashion. I was like, this dude looks like a fucking, fuck, son.
So you were, but whatever. But it was like this idea that like, and we do it, we have to put on that fucking cloak because everybody's trying to hustle us all day.
Yeah.
You have some money for the environment. You have some money here. Hey, play 3-card money. Like every day, someme's trying to take money out of our pocket. So we got to be like, who the fuck are you?
Look, and you were afraid of getting robbed, so you got to look angry.
And we didn't have no swords.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? If we just had swords, everything would have been solved. So he goes, he's like, so there you go, you have a New Yorker. And he goes, where like initial first impression and then it sucks. And then he said this was so funny. And sorry, Australians, but he lived in Australia. He goes, Australians are the opposite. When you first meet them, best first impression you'll ever make in your entire life. You're like, I love this guy. And then a couple weeks later, you're like, get this motherfucker away from me.
That's so good. That's so good.
But so he goes, would you rather like fake mean, which is New York, or fake nice, which is Japan, if you just had to first impression people? You're just walking around in your day.
Oh, interesting.
Right now, when you meet someone, you want to know
When you
who
want
the
to
fuck
make
they
real
are.
friends,
Yes.
you need New Yorkers.
But when you want to go into
Travel?
fuck travel. When you want to get a pair of fucking khakis.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
When you want to walk around Soho.
Yeah.
You want you would prefer the
Japanese
fake
culture, fake, nice.
Can you bow? Can you bow?
Yeah. You're right.
Right?
If I'm
100%.
traveling, I want the fake culture. But if I'm living in a place, I want.
Give
the
me
real
that.
shit.
Give me your fucking heart. Give me your
Yeah.
soul. If I gotta go a little bit to get there, cool.
Yeah.
But it was just this motherfucker. He drove me crazy. Not Ronnie, the guy at the fucking car.
Of course, yeah. It's fucking infuriating. When you talk to me like that, I'm like, who the fuck are you?
Son, the fact that I could be bothering you by asking you to do your job. The fact that, like, dude, it's like if you went into the Apple store and they acted like they made the computers.
They
You
do.
know what I mean? The Apple store?
The Apple Store, the Genius Bar, suck my dick, Genius Bar.
Oh,
You're just
I thought
gonna
you were
run to
saying
the
they-
back and charge the phone.
I thought you said they make the computers.
Oh, no, they act like they
So I
do.
was like,
He's like,
the
oh,
word?
shit, they
They got them on double time?
No, that's the slaves. But they act like they're the slaves.
So I'm on this kick of, like, annoyance.
Right.
Okay. I'm on this kick of, like, annoyance. Right? And I see this tweet from John Oliver or some fucking shit about John Oliver.
Buddy.
Right. Let's back it up a little bit. Fuck it. No. I see this tweet from John Oliver. Okay. I see some shit from John Oliver. Right. It's always shitting on America. You know, Trevor Noah and him just shitting on America. Do you know what I mean? And I'm looking at this shit, and it's always rubbed me the wrong way when these guys shit on,
Same. Especially
America.
Trevor Noah. It's like, bro, you guys just got freedom. Like, The
Right.
Simpsons came out before you got freedom. So for you to judge us is fucking astonishing to me.
Right.
It's a crazy thing.
And we're gonna get Trevor on here because I need to have a sit down with Trevor and, like, talk to him about
Yeah.
this, and John too, or at very bare minimum, Brilliant Idiots, and maybe you come on for the episode
Love
of
it.
Brilliant Idiots too. So it's like, but I need to talk to them. I need to, because the fact that you come here and then shit on America for a living, right? It's like people don't realize they begged to come here.
Oh, that's a good point.
You know how hard it is to come to America and get a visa, and it's
Yeah.
begging. I've
Yeah.
gotten a visa for an ex.
Yeah.
It's hard. Please, what service will you provide America? I will provide you with the best of services, Uncle. Uncle, what is it, Sam?
Yeah.
Uncle, I almost said Uncle Tom. I will provide you with the best. Uncle, how many states are there? There are 50 states, and all of them are beautiful. I mean, once I get in there, I'll shit on 25 of them. But now in this process, there's some amazing
25 and 44 of them.
44. I'll shit all over them, but they're beautiful. Who is the governor of this? The great Governor Alex Tamaha. They're learning all the information. They're taking it all. Oh my God. What is the declaration? I pledge allegiance to the flag that's not even mine. How cocky is that? You gonna pledge allegiance to someone else's flag, bro? It's like we make you take
That's
it in
some
the
traitor
ass
shit.
to come here.
We make you Benedict Arnold.
Yo.
We were so tight about Benedict Arnold betraying us. Like, every motherfucker that comes over is betraying their shit forever.
That's it. Benedict. You know why they call him Benedict? Because you bend over and take that dick. That's why, okay? You bent over, you let the big American dick slide in, and you're like, oh, that feels great. That feels great,
man.
Uncle Sam. Thank you so much. Well, no, I think your foreign policy is amazing, Uncle Sam. I think those words are justified, Uncle Sam. Everything is incredible. Who was the fifth president? Abraham Lincoln. Please let me come to you. We have to be the only country in the world that lets foreigners come here and then shit all over us on TV. We have to be. Do you
We
know?
pay them millions to shit all
Pay
over
millions.
us.
So, and this is something I'm thinking of, right? I would feel physically uncomfortable to beg another country to accept
Good
me to
point.
live there, and then go on television and shit all over the country that I begged to live in. I could, like, I honestly, I can't even fathom doing that. And I'm one of the most entitled people on the planet. Do you know? I'll shit all over your country from mine, but to beg to come to yours for an opportunity and lifestyle. And I know people, they're listening to this, but, oh, Schulz, you don't know what it's like to be an immigrant. Wrong. My mom is an immigrant.
Yeah, it's true.
Beg to come. Never once heard her bitch about it. She would criticize certain things, but never as a whole. This is the greatest opportunity. Oh, you have so much opportunity. You can go out here. You can get it. It's amazing. Now, granted, she's not in politics. Doesn't matter. Here's my thing. I'm not even against you criticizing the country. Criticize it. Great. Do whatever you got to do. But don't lie as far as why you're here. Right? You're here because you can't make money like this where you're from.
Oh, absolutely.
You're here for fame. You're here because you want that success. You're here.
That's my thing.
Wait for it. You're here for greed, right? Which is ironically what you have in common with those people that you shit on every single week. You are here because you're a greedy motherfucker. You couldn't make
You're
enough.
a capitalist pig.
You couldn't make enough money in your country. You needed money. Where's the money? You want the cheese? You want the cheese? Come get the... Not enough cheese here.
Yo,
Right? You needed more money.
You crossed oceans for that cheese.
Oceans.
Like the rats that carried the plague, son.
You needed that more money. You needed it. So you came here to get the more money. That's what you wanted. You wanted that cheddar. You came here to get the cheddar, and now you shitting on the people who are doing the exact same thing here, which is trying to keep the cheddar. Bernie Sanders, you never see me criticize that motherfucker once.
He authentic.
Because you down with your shit. I'm not saying people shouldn't criticize America. We should because we're born here. We got no choice but to live here. Y'all decided to. We can't just get up and go. Yeah. We gotta thug this out. We have to thug this out. We don't got a choice. Y'all chose to come. If you hate it so much, why'd you choose it?
Trevor Noah's bothers me more because I think it's under the guise of I love America and I want to make a difference. You also love South Africa, and Johannesburg is in probably worse shape than any city in America.
That's hilarious.
So if you love a country and you want to make a difference, there's a country where you can make a much bigger difference.
I want to make a difference, but first to my bank account. But then afterward, like, we got to get Trevor on because this is not a dumb guy. This is a smart guy.
He's a fucking
He's a
sharp,
smart guy because...
Well, if he's smart, he ain't coming on.
That's facts. But I just got to sit down with him and just understand it because I'm sure... Listen, these people... Yo, John Oliver, sharp. These people aren't dumb.
And charismatic, charming, smart
guy.
Smart
and
dudes.
Very good at what they do.
And hardworking. To be honest, these are the people you want in America.
They work. They 100%.
They bust ass.
100%. So again, and I'm not saying don't do it. One of the beautiful things about America is that you can do that. Is you can get citizenship and then make millions of dollars shitting all over the country that took you in and gave you opportunity. That's one of the great things about America, and I don't want to change that at all. I'm not saying we should. I just don't understand how you stomach it. I don't understand how you as a person live with it. And if you look me in my face and you go, millions of dollars, I'll shake your fucking hand. If you just admit it.
Yeah, that's fair.
If you admit it to me, I will dap you and go, so you're the realest.
Admit it, but you already know what it is, though. Like, every human in the world dreams, but they don't all dream American.
What's that mean?
I don't get it.
For the American
I almost gave you some pussy, son.
I
almost gave you some pussy
dog.
right there,
Like,
son.
Ill as fuck ain't make no sense, though.
Alex been reading Iceberg Slims? You been reading Iceberg Slims?
About to break you hoes out.
I'm about to break you.
Nah, but the
How many tricks Andrew got left in him?
Son, I got a few more tricks.
Yeah.
I ain't no bottom bitch.
Oh, you definitely bottom. I'm bottom. But Akaash the money maker, though.
You got them eyes, bro. But I got these lips. No, explain the point. What were you saying?
No, I'm just saying everybody comes for the American dream. So it's like everybody dreams everywhere, but you don't dream American.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And but you don't dream American. What does that mean?
Like you're not in America, so you can't have the American dream. So everybody comes here just so they can start dreaming like an American.
that I understand. 100%.
Sorry, I didn't say it right.
No, that was the way you said it sounded better because it was confusing and it makes bitches think. That's son.
Ooh, I gotta
Can I
drop that
tell
with the
y'all?
hose.
Can I tell you? Can I tell
do
y'all?
it.
Somebody said something that's even better than bop bop bop.
What?
Motherfucker, you know bop 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 for the shut up.
Which apparently I heard from my girl and a girl, Rosebud Baker, very funny comic.
Yeah.
Rosebud was like, yo, it's funny. I always respect that bup, 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 bup. And then my girl was like, it's somehow not that bad.
See?
What the fuck is
See? Bop 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 bop. So.
It's crazy.
Yo, so we have a situation here, right? We got a situation here, right? Where a guy DMs me and he goes, yo, I got something that's just as good as the bup, 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 bup. I go, what is it? He goes, when my girl's just yelling or screaming about something, I just say a large number. Like she'll be like, but why do we have to go here? We need to find a way where we can spend more time. 73,000. I'm not gonna lie. So I tried it on my shorty. We walking down the street. She's complaining about some shit. She's like, yeah, but I just feel like if you could tell me the amount of time it was gonna take, so I'm not just waiting around. I'm like 84,000, right? And she was like, 84,000 what? $84,000? What are we even talking about right now? What's $84,000? Like the second, like we got that or we gotta pay it? What's happening? Like we're rich or broke right now, dude. I swear the second her brain heard about 84,000 and the potential of that being money, they stopped worrying about whatever bullshit. It's as if you just go like this, like she's yelling, you just go, I got you a bag. And then she's like, well, I'll just put all my feelings in that bag. Like, that's all I needed. I just needed a place for these feelings. And thank God you got me a Chanel so I could put my feelings in it.
Maybe that'll work too. Prada!
Just say brands.
Louis Vuitton!
But you gotta say brands like based on how severe the argument is. Do you know what I mean? Like she hits you like, listen, I don't know if I want to get this abortion. You're like, Hermes! Hermes! Come on!
Tiffany's diamonds!
Tiffany! Is that what you want to name the baby?
84,000.
I think you need to have a ba-ba-ba-ba. That's what you need to have. Not an abortion. You need to have an ba-ba-ba-ba. You need a ba-ba-ba-ba with that right there.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Oh wow, I'm gonna start using all that shit.
So I be reading weather notifications at my girl. I was telling Andrew, she'll be yelling, I'll be like, intermittent rain!
That's what you gotta look at her and be like, babe, are you flooding?
A brief shower at 10:41 a.m.
I meant period.
I got you now, my bad. Oh, fuck.
Wow, random number.
My girl's still on her period, yo. How long these shits last?
Son, that shit...
God damn, bro.
Sometimes that shit'll just pop up in the middle of the month, in the middle of the 28th.
That's so funny. I was out with
How
him
long
in the show
these
yesterday.
periods is? Bro, I told her, I said, do a jumping jack. I said, get that shit out of here, yo. Come on.
I can tell why he's frustrated because during the dinner he's all being all nice and shit. And he's like, damn, I ain't getting none at the end of the night.
No,
Fuck, I was rubbing your back.
Yeah. No, low key, bro. I be trying to beat her off, bro. She's young, 24 years old. They need it. You know what I mean? They need it all the time. Your boy got to time shit out. That was the scariest thing about the vacation for 11 days. How am I gonna deliver 11 days worth of dicks? When she told me the pair was coming, I was like, not soon enough. Enough. I was bringing her into the jacuzzi and shit, trying to warm it up and let that shit drop. It's like, how you get a period to come on?
Rubbing her belly.
You actually gotta fuck.
What?
When you fuck, it makes it come on.
You knock it down?
Yeah.
You.
Big dick out.
I just be hitting that shit like a dolphin with the ball. You know that shit? I just be just barely touching the tip of it. You know, the little water gerbil feeder with a.
Oh my god. Oh fuck. Let's play some Eddie Murphy.
Yeah. Yo, Patreon, we sorry about that. That's why we had to come through with the fucking heat right now, dog. Sorry y'all didn't like that. We got too drunk to realize what was good content and what was bad content. We tried our best, though.
I was sober, thought it was great, so I don't know.
I'm not gonna lie. I wish that there was a show where we could watch clips of comics that we love or bits that we love. So often we talk about a bit.
Yeah.
But that might be an interesting, fun podcast where we just watch a bunch of old clips.
Oh.
But don't people do that?
Like reaction videos.
Yeah, reaction.
And
But
like, why shouldn't we do it?
Yeah,
Like if other
stand-ups.
motherfuckers is out here.
Stand-up's doing classic clips, not like the viral video reaction.
Yeah.
Stand-up's breaking down classic clips like
it would be better
game
to do
film but
classic
funny.
clips.
Yeah, like that. And what it should be us because we're the ones in the game. Like that. Okay, put a mark on that because that's something we could definitely do. You know, we got a good idea for that, especially with the little
Yeah,
situation.
let's do that.
You know what I mean? Get that projector popping.
Oh,
Anyway,
fuck.
it's just for us. It was so much fun, and maybe it's a more niche audience, or maybe we need to find a way where like they could really view the video. You know what I mean? Like I don't know how we exactly do it, but that shit was so much fun, man. Anyway, let's talk about some tings, bro. We got some tings to discuss.
I'm proposing to my girl tomorrow.
You ready to say this?
Yeah, I think so. Right? Why not? This comes
You
out
already said
Friday.
it.
I'm proposing Thursday night. She gonna post on Instagram Thursday night, probably. You know what I mean?
Huh?
It's coming out Friday. It's timed out
Hey,
well.
Congratulations.
Mark this just in case
Not
I
really.
change my mind.
Yo, Akaash is proposing.
going
May I
down.
propose something to you before you propose?
Yeah.
No, I'm just joking. I'm out the doghouse, bro.
Yeah, fully out.
Son, I'm out the doghouse.
Fully.
Yeah, fully?
I didn't
Fully.
get invited to the proposal, but it's because we're out of town.
No, you would have been invited if you were there.
If I was there, I would have been
Absolutely.
invited.
Absolutely.
See, we're good. Yo, me and
Absolutely.
your girl are good now.
Yeah. Good. Good money.
Should I follow your girl on Instagram? What's that? What is the things with that?
I don't know.
Nah.
Don't do that.
I never followed Sarah. I remember I followed Sarah after a long time, and then I followed somebody a long time ago.
Oh, I don't care.
Okay, I followed Sarah, and then she put up pictures of her in like a bikini or something. She was advertising for him, and I clicked unfollow.
Oh, that's nice.
No, like,
would
I
have
mean,
liked
Akaash and I have had this, I don't know, way of life, if you will, which is, and I'm sure there's people that subscribe to this as well, like, your boy's girlfriend is exactly that.
Yeah, it is very clear limits, like or very
You
clear.
are my boy's girlfriend.
Yeah,
Okay, let's break it down.
You not
Sounds
my
like-
friend. You my girl. You're
you're my
boy's
friend's girlfriend.
You my
okay, I
friend's
got you.
girlfriend. Now, we have friends that hang out all the time, and they're a great time. They hang out. We all party. We all get along. Everything's cool.
Yeah.
But if you stop being friends with your friends,
Yeah,
it's like when you kill a vampire, all the vampires below it,
yeah.
right? They
Yeah.
stop being vampires.
Right.
That's how it works. Is you a vampire from my boy?
You and I will never be alone in a room. There's no reason unless he there. Like,
Oh
it's
no,
just-
I'm not like Mike Pence about it. Like I'll be able to like.
I'm pretty Mike Pence.
Really?
Like, I mean, I live with him and Sarah, so it wasn't the biggest deal. But like, it was just like, you
no,
are
that's-
even living together. You are Andrew's girlfriend.
Yeah, but like for example, let's say we want to like throw a party for you or some shit, and
Oh,
like
yeah.
me
Yeah,
and your
I mean,
girl
I'm not
gotta
like- I'm not
meet
like-
up and like
yeah.
plan some shit.
Yeah, I'm
That's
not. That's fine, and I'm not
Yeah.
like leaving the room or whatever. But like, we're not.
This is not a jealousy thing. Let's put this out there. This is just like a respect, like a
Yes.
loyalty thing.
Yes.
Because there are motherfuckers out there like you break up with a girl and then they'll keep talking to the girl
Infuriating.
like,
infuriating.
I think that's happened just about every relationship I'm on.
really?
Yeah, this is a funny story. So I was with a girl for 6 years.
Okay.
She got really close with my friend's girlfriends. So
Yeah.
now the girlfriends all became friends.
Yeah.
And then once we split, when one of my best friends was having his first kid, they had to choose which one to invite to the baby shower.
Why is it a choice?
Yeah.
Because it was a like semi-bad breakup, and so she didn't want to be there if I was gonna come, and so I gave it to her. I let her go.
But she's only
Yeah.
friends with them through you.
Yeah. But
I mean, you got to miss a baby shower. That's lit.
Yeah, that's right.
But is
Yeah,
she?
yeah,
Is she?
yeah.
I ain't really
Is she?
mind, but I'm saying
I'd have been competitive. I'd been like, "Fuck that."
Oh
Is she?
no, I made it tough for her.
Yeah.
I made it tough
Yo,
for her to go
Iceberg
to
Alex, bro. Iceberg Alex don't play around
Iceberg
with these
Thick out
hoes,
here,
bro.
son.
I made it tough. Yeah.
He said iceberg thick. He's iceberg thick, not iceberg slim.
Iceberg swole out here. son.
That's good.
Your legs iceberg slim. Iceberg swole. That's what we gonna call Al. Fucking A, dude.
But yeah,
All right, but
like I had to choose which one, and that happened for maybe like 3 years in a row, until I just like finally was like, yo, I'm going. So if I go and she don't go, oh well.
son, that's fucking.
And then I went.
You ain't never gonna see me fight over a motherfucking birthday. What is it called?
Baby shower.
Baby shower.
Yeah.
Bruh.
It's the.
I'll never throw a fight faster. I'm out. Yo, you want to go?
Oh please.
Yeah, but principal.
Yeah,
What's the
principal's a son of a
principal
bitch.
got to do
but-
with it?
Cause she met them through me. How the fuck is it him or her? It gotta
Man,
be me. All
I
the
Wait,
think
hold
I'm
on. Is
drunk.
she tight?
I gotta
friends?
be drunk, bro.
Is she tight friends with the girl?
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing. If the girl having the baby, you out. If the girl is better friends with her than you out.
Yeah, but what about
I thought you were talking about a school principal. I was like, what the fuck a principal got to do with this shit? That's why I reacted so crazy. She's a principal? Like, what the fuck is it? Anyway, go on.
yeah? So kid birthdays.
Son, I don't need to go to that.
Like I don't, but it's the principal.
I don't live
I
my
should
life
still-
that
it
way,
should
bro.
Still be like my invite, and then if I turn it down, then she
Son,
could go.
all my high school boys, they went to my one boy who had a kid's birthday.
Yeah.
Let me pull back a little bit. There's something people don't realize about this life that we live. There's a lot of sacrifice that it takes. And I'm never one to be like, oh, what do we have to go through?
Right.
Because I love every bit of this and I'm
Right.
willing to make every sacrifice. But I can count on one hand the amount of times I've kicked it with my boys probably and my best friends definitely in the last year. I can count one hand. That's the first thing that goes, unfortunately, in this business. If you really want to commit yourself, it's time to just go grab a beer. Like, we do shows at night. When I hang out with my boys, often it's around some sort of event that we had. They came to the show, then let's grab something afterwards, or we go get dinner, these kind of things. But just hey, let's go do something. So a major sacrifice, if you really want this shit, is the people closest to you. It's fucked up.
But I think it's different for you because you've been in the industry for a minute.
No, I know 100%.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying, this weekend, all my boys, my high school boys, were celebrating my one boy Nils' daughter's birthday.
Okay.
I don't even think I met his daughter yet. And this was like my boy in high school. You know what I mean? And his wife, and I never got the invite, and his wife called me, and she was like, hey, sorry we didn't invite you or something like that. And I was like, that's okay. Like, it's fine. I was out of town. We were away anyway, so we couldn't have gone. I was in Japan. No, I was in Japan. But it's one of those things. I was like, look, I'll come to the next one. It's not a big deal. You don't have to. I know that like people personalize that shit, when they don't get invites for things. You know what I mean? It's like, I understand because like they have that time to do shit.
Right.
So they're just sitting at home looking at Instagram, watching all their friends.
Yeah.
Do some shit. But like, if I'm not invited, there's part of me that like has the FOMO, right? Like I want to hang out with my boys. I want to experience this thing.
Yeah.
But there's also part of me that's like, I got shit that I want to achieve in my life and I have to give it all to go do that. So with that like situation where I'm sure there'd be like a beef or the girl is like, I want to go to the fucking baby shower or whatever it is. Like you're thinking about the 10 things you got to edit. Instead of going to the baby shower. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you're thinking about all the shit, the work that you got to do that you would have to put aside to go to this baby shower that the baby don't even want to be at.
True.
What is the baby shower even for? It's for the parents, let's be honest.
Yeah.
Is the baby alive for that? Is that the one that you had to go to?
Yeah.
Baby's not alive.
I still
Blows
didn't
my
fucking
mind.
learn this shit. So
Blows
what's
my
the
mind.
birthday?
That's alive. That's a birthday,
thing
just like
that-
every other
The
birthday.
thing that you experience yearly. That thing.
I thought the baby shower is like you. I didn't know what it was.
That was the first time they bathed the kid.
I don't know.
All right.
Why they call it a shower?
I don't know that. Yo, hoes love showers, dog. Bridal showers, baby showers. That shit is weird.
I don't know.
Hoes
Maybe
be bathing, dog.
showering with gifts or something like that because they're supposed to get a lot of gifts. I have no idea.
Dude, this shit is so weird. Sometimes I look at like what parents do for their like young kids that don't know shit.
It's
And-
crazy.
Yo, it's all about y'all. Stop fronting. Stop. You just want to flex. You want to flex and you're using your baby to flex. They are one. They're 1 year old. They don't know nothing. Stop spending all that money on a birthday party, putting in his fucking college account.
Yo, that's a great idea.
Right?
Son, that's facts.
Like,
It's really a flex when you get the whole like the kids are like 2 years old and you have like the big bouncy castle and all this extra shit. Like
they had a bounce house at this party.
like they ain't gonna remember this shit. Like
Son,
yeah,
it's
they
for
have
the
a good time,
parents.
but yeah.
It is, I assume, I'm emotional. I love this kid. I want to shower this kid with everything, but it's not rational.
He don't care.
Oh, yeah,
Give
that's
him
true.
sugar.
We don't have kids yet, so maybe we just don't feel it.
Yo, but I've seen parents with their kids. They love their kid every day.
Yeah, but I'm seeing a different side of you with a girl, and I'm like, oh shit, people
I'm
can
s-
change.
I'm still hard on these hoes, bro. Just one less.
She's the exception to prove the rule.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
We hard on these hoes.
I like this though.
Yo,
you
you know-
you're right. I really like.
Yo, you know what's mad
Andrew,
funny?
Relationship.
I was
Andrew.
talking to Bonnie McFarlane, this comedian Bonnie McFarlane, and very funny. And we were just talking about the whole Me Too shit and all that kind of shit. And she's like, "You better be careful with all the shit you talk on stage." And I was like, you know why I could talk that shit on stage? Because I don't have any demons. I don't got nothing to run from. I'm not worried about
right.
shit.
Right.
That's why I can talk crazy.
Yeah.
It's the motherfuckers out there like, I don't use curse words on stage. Why? What
Yeah.
you hiding?
You know who seems like truly a good dude that just doesn't curse, though? Brian Regan. The vibe I get from Regan is,
No.
okay.
Go on.
The vibe I get from Regan is, this is just, and I don't mean simple like dumb. Not at all. Because that's like an insult. This is just a simple dude. Like, he's like, I'm just a guy who's really good at telling jokes, and I'm funny in this way, and that's just what it is. And I don't really want to cuss, so I don't cuss. Whatever.
You want to hear a fucking, first of all, spot on. I don't know Regan, but that's my take as well.
Yeah.
For those of you that don't know, Brian Regan he is one of the biggest comics in the world. He's never had like a TV show or anything like that. He did have a Netflix thing recently, but he just got massive playing Middle America, doing big theaters, fucking arenas. People love his bits. He has a request thing at the end of his hour where they ask him to do old bits.
That's crazy.
And I've seen it. I've gone to see him live, and it's amazing. And he does have an edge to him that is underneath all of it. If you watch him, there's an anger there. There's a comedic anger
Interesting.
in the bit. But you want to hear a cool Brian Regan story?
Yeah.
I was told this. So every once in a while, Brian Regan will just call up a local comedy club and go watch a show.
Wow.
He's just in Tampa. Who's in Tampa this weekend? He'll sit in the back, fucking
That's great.
tip out the whole wait staff, take care of everybody.
the greatest.
Oh, I remember I was there when
Yeah.
somebody told you about
Yeah.
that.
And how fucking cool is that? Like, he just loves comedy, man. The motherfucker been around comedy.
That's a hero, man. We got to celebrate Regan more.
We do.
And I'm gonna be honest, personally, I don't find his style as funny. For me, it's like, it's just too much.
Right.
But I respect the fuck out of not cussing, just seeming to be a good dude, going to like this. We got to celebrate this guy, man.
Should we start listening to Brian Regan? I almost feel like we should listen to one bit just so everybody knows.
No.
Nah, just tell people a bit to look up.
Nah, we've been speaking about stand-up. That's it.
All right, just
They're not fans of it. Well, they're not as big fans of stand-up as the two of you are because you guys are in it.
Suck our dick, fans.
can we just listen?
I would have studied more when I was growing up.
We can listen to one.
But you know where it all went wrong was the day they started the spelling bee. Because up until that day I was an idiot, but nobody else knew, you know? And the spelling bee day, popped up. All right, kids, up against the wall. It's time for public humiliation. Spell a word wrong, sit down in front of your friends. That's great for little egos. Hey, look at me, I'm a moron. I wasn't even close. I was using numbers and stuff. That's why I admired that kid who spelled it wrong on purpose so he could sit down, He knew he wasn't going to win, so why stand there for 3 hours? First round, cat, K-A-T, I'm out of here. Then as he passed you, I know there's 2 T's. I remember my teacher asked me, Brian, what's the I before E rule? I before E, always. What are you, an idiot, Brian? Apparently. So she explains it, no, Brian, it's I before E, except after C, and when sounding like A, as a neighbor in way, and on weekends and holidays, and all throughout May, and you'll always be wrong no matter what you say. That's a hard rule. That's a rough rule. Plurals were hard, too. Brian, how do you make a word a plural? You put a S. You put a S at the end of it. When? On weekends and holidays. No, Brian, no, let me show you. So she asked this kid who knew everything, Erwin, what is he plural for? Ox. Oxen. The farmer used his oxen. Brian, what? Brian, what's the plural for box? Boxing. I bought 2 boxing of donuts. No, Brian, no. Let's try another one. Erwin, what is he plural for? Goose. Geese. I saw a flock of geese. Brian, what? Brian, what's the plural for? Moose. Moosin'. I saw a flock of moosin'. There are many of them, much moosin'. Out in the woods, in the woodsin'. The meat's wanting the food. Food is the eating, is it? The meat's wanting the food and in the wooding in, is it?
That's crazy tagging.
Brian.
That's really good.
You're an imbecile. Imbecilin'. What, are you speaking German, Brian? Jermaine Jackson. Jackson 5, Tito. Brian, what the hell are you talking about? I don't know, really.
Son, honestly, I played that whole clip just to get to the point where he goes, Jermaine Jackson. I love that.
I mean, that's crazy, just tagging and momentum and just bang, 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 bang.
Yeah. And planting the seeds.
Yeah.
Like, there's a, I mean, now we're getting to minutia comedy, but like, he plants seeds so beautifully. Like, every word that he's picking, right? Mm-hmm. Like, it starts from the beginning, how to pluralize something or oxen, whatever. Yeah. Every word and every rule that he brings, he adds to the tags of the next word. Yeah. So by the 3rd rule, he's got 3 other punchlines worth of tags for it. So that's why he could just hit. Ah, yeah, it's cool. All right, guys, we'll stop being comedy dorks.
Yes.
For a moment. Should we talk some deportes, Akaash?
There's a lot we didn't cover in the last week and a half. What do you want to start with? A couple people, patrons, captains, emailed us or hit us up about the Rich Paul rule revision.
Yeah, what was your take on that? So you want to explain it?
The Rich Paul rule, from my understanding, I just read about it after I got the suggestions, but it was, shouts to Ben and Shiler, by the way, who both suggested it. But it basically said that if you wanted to be a basketball agent representing a college athlete who's going to the draft, you have to have a bachelor's degree. Right. Obviously, some agents don't have...
Bachelor's degree is a 4-year degree in an American school for all of you guys that are foreign listening to this.
Good call. And obviously, there's some big agents who don't have bachelor's degree, like LeBron James' agent, Rich Paul, childhood friend. He represents Clutch Sports, who represents AD, all these other big guys, Anthony Davis, all these big guys. He doesn't have a bachelor's. Right. So they started calling it the Rich Paul rule, and then the NCAA went back and revised it. And Rich Paul had a quote. Basically, I'm going to look for the picture. I have the quote here. Basically, he said, hold Let me actually just pull up the quote. Requiring a 4-year degree accomplishes only one thing, systematically excluding those who come from a world where college is unrealistic. Does anyone really believe a 4-year degree is what separates an ethical person from a con artist? I'll read. I don't need to read the rest. I think that's the gist.
No, read the rest because it's actually good all the way to the end.
Let's also be clear that once the NCAA requires a 4-year degree for athletes testing the waters, it is only a matter of time until this idea is socialized, no longer questioned, and then more broadly applied. We all know how this works. Unfair policy is introduced incrementally so people accept it because it only affects a small group. Then the unfair policy quietly evolves into institutional policy. I'm not sure what the technical term is for that because I didn't finish college, but I know it when I see it.
Oh, that was a cute
good
line.
Good line at the end.
Yeah.
I like the line in there.
Good line at the end.
I'll be honest. Okay. So there's two ways to look at this. One, I 100% agree. I think that asking for a college degree, the best way to look at it is that it's people trying to protect players. That's the best way to look at it. They're trying to protect players from these people who might be con artists, this, that, the other. The worst way to look at it is it's people trying to limit the amount of potential agents. Now, in order to be an agent, you still have to pass the agent test.
Okay.
So there still is a requirement. Does that test make you an ethical person or unethical person? No, right? You could say the same thing to any restrictive force, right?
Yeah.
The reality is we create restrictive forces to limit the pool of occupants or no, the pool of like workers in any given space. Like you need a fucking license to be a barber. Why?
Yeah.
But it creates a limited amount of people who are barbers, and therefore they can drive the price off because the demand is higher since the supply is smaller. We have a limited amount of placards to drive taxis. A limited amount of Uber drivers are now allowed because the fear is if you don't restrict the market a little bit, it will just...
Too much supply to match the demand and the price goes down.
Price will go too down. It's just too far, right? So while I agree with what he says and he's putting the whole systemic spin in it, which is not wrong, a massive advantage for people who can go to college, which are wealthy. Let's remove any racial implication. Let's just talk about poor people. It's a massive advantage for people who come from wealth to be able to go to college and then be an agent. And if you're a poor person, and what if you just studied the fuck about the CBA, the collective bargaining agreement, and then just took that test and passed the test? Fuck college. You know exactly what you want to do. Start working in an agency and then work your way up.
Yeah, I guess I didn't think about the intern route because my initial feeling was like, why wouldn't you get a college degree? Most of the people who are going to be agents probably are going to have the money to pay for one, so why wouldn't you just want to educate yourself as much as possible in this arena?
Right.
Now, I think if it's any bachelor's, that's kind of weird, but if there's a specific like a financial
That's an even better argument. If you can go to school for fucking 16th century Russian literature, and then be an agent because of that, and you can't because you have to take the agent test, but
I also do think though the systematic thing is like it's not as hard to get. And if I'm not mistaken, there's like online universities now where you can just not pay.
Most people can go to college.
Yeah, but it's still expensive.
It's still expensive, but you can get loans and that kind of stuff like that.
And I don't think University of Phoenix is crazy expensive.
Loan, and then what if you don't achieve your dream or whatever? And
well, why are you going to college?
No, but I'm just saying it's like nothing's guaranteed. Is what I'm saying.
What's
so if you know in your heart, hey, I want to be an agent, I'm going to bust my ass and study to be an agent. I don't think you should be forced to have to waste the money on college.
I think that's a good point. I think that there's all good arguments here. Here's the thing that nobody's bringing up, and I think that it needs to be said, and I'd love to talk to Rich Paul about this, which is Rich Paul an amazing agent, or are you just saddled next to the most popular person in all of entertainment, including Hollywood? You happen to be LeBron's agent. Like,
now, this isn't saying Rich Paul is dumb or just benefits from LeBron and has no other skills. This is just saying
I would ask him this right here. It's like, I don't know how good you are at being an agent, because you know how easy it is to get a deal signed when LeBron is the client? Like, get some deals signed for Jeremy Lin. Get some deals signed. Get Melo on a team. Can you get Melo on a team? Like, that's hard. That takes work, right? I just don't know how good you are when, if you want to sign a player, LeBron goes, we need that player on our team. and then you sign him. Like Tristan Thompson gets $80 million,
Yeah.
right? Because LeBron goes, sign him.
Yeah.
So
if you want to keep me, you better keep Tristan.
and I love LeBron, and LeBron is a fucking great, like, bro. He's a great friend because he bigs up this guy all the time. He bigs up Mav, he bigs up Rich.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, these guys, it's not like they fucking
LeBron moves the entire league.
yes. And he didn't. It's not like they earned their stripes by like representing shitty clients and then getting there, finally doing it. And like they had the fuck. When you want to talk about privilege, like he's talking about.
Yo, son.
Like the whole conversation he's making. Let me get this out. The whole conversation he's making is
Great point.
some people have privilege, and that gives them an advantage in this industry. And why should they have an advantage over the underprivileged? You are the most privileged agent in the history of agents. Your first client was arguably the greatest and most powerful athlete in the history of organized sport. Right? So it's like...
You were privileged to be friends with this guy.
Yes!
You were privileged to grow up in a neighborhood where you live next to LeBron James.
Is that how they knew each other?
I mean, I don't know. I assume you were privileged to grow up in a neighborhood, allowed you to go to the same school as LeBron James, whatever.
Right. So it's like... Clear, I understand what you're saying, but you're not. I clearly understand what you're saying. I just don't know how good a Rich Paul is. Did he seem eloquent? Did he seem smart in that little message he had there? I love the humor at the end of it, 100%. But I'd love to sit down with him and then just have him just explain, talk to me, bro. Why are you so great at what you do? And do you feel like your association with LeBron James takes away from your credibility in a lot of ways? Because people are going, well, of course they're going to sign the deal. It's fucking LeBron.
Yeah.
So, of course, I can't speak on his behalf, but hypothetically, if I was him, I can be like, oh, well, if I was a bad agent, even though I have the best player, he could have signed a bunch of bad deals and his career could have went in a completely different direction.
Could it?
It could.
No.
It could. There's been some
Hey.
great fucking players that...
But what?
Hey,
let's look at
ready? Sorry. Ready? What's the best sneaker company?
Nike.
Should we sign a deal with them?
Also, that was LeBron's decision.
But right, like,
Okay, but-
wait for it. What's the best sneaker company? Should we sign a deal with them?
Yeah.
Nike. Okay, let's sign a deal. Done. Hey, what's your favorite car? Well, I really like Ford. I said, you want to deal with Ford? All right, we'll get you Ford.
I
Hey,
think you're
hey, what's the
simplifying
fast
too
food
much.
company that pays the most money for advertising? McDonald's. All right, you want to sign a deal with them? Yeah. Hey, you wear headphones? Yeah. What's your favorite brand? Beats? All right. You want to sign a deal with? You know what I mean?
No, I get what you're
And
saying.
also, just to clarify, these deals, and I know this because I've been on both sides of the industry, right? Like I've been where nobody wants anything to do with me and where everybody wants it, right? The calls are incoming.
Yeah. That's
You're
what I was
not
going to point out. You're
hunting.
not searching out McDonald's. McDonald's seeking out you. You're LeBron fucking James. And this is what I was going to say
You're
about...
the net. You're not hunting with a gun. The fish are swimming upstream, and you put a big fucking net out and wait for the fish that you want. What were we saying?
LeBron's career path, just based on, he was in a shitty organization. He left. Like that wasn't written. There's no agent would have ruined LeBron's career. He was already saddled with a shitty organization. And you still are going to get max money because you're an otherworldly talent and an otherworldly physical specimen that doesn't get hurt. So then he went to Miami. And like the Nike decision, he turned on $100 million from Nike for $60 million, from Reebok for $60 million for Nike. That was LeBron. This guy's fucking a genius.
Okay, so now look at...
One more thing.
All right.
Rich Paul couldn't convince Pat Riley to give LeBron the reins in Miami. Pat Riley made the decision. He was like, no, this is Pat Riley's team, and you could get the fuck out if you don't like it. Rich Paul couldn't sit Pat Riley down, convince him. Maybe a great, masterful agent would have been able to sit down with a Pat Riley and go, hey, just give the keys to LeBron, let him do whatever he wants. He's going to stay here, but he didn't do it.
But also, all the things that... The decisions that LeBron made that you guys are crediting LeBron, how do we know it wasn't Rich Paul?
I'm not crediting LeBron. I'm giving all the credit for Rich Paul for every decision outside of the Nike thing that Akaash said. I'm giving LeBron credit for Rich Paul credit for every single one. Even if it was LeBron's decision, I'm still giving Rich Paul credit.
Okay, so we can at least say all the decisions LeBron has made thus far.
Name a decision LeBron has made that you thought was a genius marketing move or a genius deal to sign.
Matter of fact, I remember for a lot of years, people were saying LeBron wasn't getting advertisements. It was weird how a player that good and that powerful wasn't really getting a lot of sponsorships.
Also, keep in mind that he's involved.
Nike deal.
Keep in mind he's involved with. He's a CAA client, so arguably the biggest agency in the world represents LeBron.
So what does Rich Paul take care of then?
I think he's
Is it
his
just basketball
basketball agent.
And I'll say what's a little weird, basketball agent, it's a little weird that he and maybe AD really just only wanted to go to LA. But it seemed to me, and I'm a Laker hater, so maybe that's causing bias, but it seemed like Rich Paul was kind of guiding him. Hey, go to LA. Now, was that in the best interest of Anthony Davis or LeBron James? That's my question. Hey,
Well,
LeBron needs
both
a
of them.
superstar.
I think it's
Potentially, but you did turn down a mess. You could have gotten significantly more money in New Orleans.
So I would say, look at Melo. He re-signed with the Nuggets to take that big chunk of money, and there's a possibility he could have been part of the Big Three in Miami had he had a better agent who was like, wait, let's hold off on just signing his check. Signing this deal on this big money, and it's like you might make a career-changing decision. If he was part of the Big Three in Miami, that would have been crazy. We would not be talking about Melo the way we talk about him right now. Him signing a fucking Jumpman, whatever the off-brand
Melo's
Jordan was.
also a cancer.
But I'm just saying he came in at the same exact time as LeBron, and look, they made completely different decisions. They were both great to start off.
Completely
So an
different
agent
players.
and-
But
yeah,
but again,
still great
keep
players.
in mind that Melo, the CB4 quote, Melo wanted to score 30 more than he wanted to win. That's his old teammate saying that.
Yeah, I feel you.
So that's
I'm
a
just
difference. So
saying
that's a
it's
guy
like-
who's going to take the big payday at all costs. I think AD could have made a push for a trade in New York. I think Boston could have been very good and potentially title changing. Now, if you want the big market, the Knicks have crazy cap space. If he gets traded there, somebody else is coming. Kyrie and KD potentially, one of the two is coming. Maybe both. Who knows?
Look, it's something to think about. I'm just saying, my argument is not that Rich Paul isn't the greatest agent in history. Mm-hmm. My argument is we can't tell because he's saddled with the greatest talent in history, and you must agree that makes his job immeasurably easier.
Yes.
Right? Like, we've just experienced it. Like, even with what we've been going through, like when we came in with cameras to these comedy clubs initially, I'm sure it was an inconvenience. Yep. And now, how can we accommodate you? Do you know what I'm saying? So it's like, imagine what LeBron goes through. Imagine when LeBron is interested in anything. It's one call. Mm-hmm. And you have CAA, the greatest, not the greatest, but like the biggest agency in the world, bringing all these things. You have the biggest minds in sports. It's not just Rich. It is the most powerful and influential minds in the sports business making these decisions, along with Rich. Now, is Rich the one that comes up with these decisions? Maybe. 100%. We're going to need to see Rich do it with someone who's... That guy, what is his name? Scooter Braun, that manager?
Yeah.
Didn't he take motherfucking nobodies and then cultivate...
Bieber, Ariana Grande.
Yeah.
No, Ariana Grande came from Disney.
And Bieber was a YouTube sensation.
Yeah, Bieber was good, but he had that, hey, da-da-da-da, it's crazy.
Carly Rae Jepsen.
Do you know what I mean? Like, didn't he have a couple motherfuckers? Maybe he isn't. Maybe he just got people who are popping. Yeah. All I'm saying is there's certain people. Yo, you want to know who's doing fucking God's work right now? Whoever the fuck is Shia LaBeouf's team.
Why?
Son, I've been monitoring this closely for a few years now. I'm writing an expose for Homo Weekly. So, Shia LaBeouf has the breakdown, right? He goes crazy. He had that movie that he put out that was completely plagiarized, apparently. Like, just stole it from somebody else. It looked like he was out of the business.
Yeah.
Okay? And I'm like, oh, is this motherfucker going to get back? Because he's talented. That kid can act.
Yeah.
He's bona fide talent. I'm like, how is he going to get back? Is he going to get back in? This has been remember when Chris Brown just relentlessly dropped music and
Deuces.
was just
I remember when Deuces dropped and you were like, yo, son.
forgiving.
Yo, that's a song about throwing up the deuces to the girl he just beat the shit out of.
If he only just threw up the deuces.
He closed them 2 fingers up and he just went to work.
It started like that. He was like, nah.
Fuck.
So, Shia LaBeouf slowly has been doing. Remember, he did that video with Sia when he's dancing with the little. He started doing weird projects. He went from Transformers, Hollywood star. He goes, okay, his team. It's like, all right, we got to throw him in weird shit. He's going to be out there. He tried to do the rap thing. He just kept on keeping his name in the buzz, making news, being weird, wearing weird shirts that paparazzis take pictures of. He's just out there. And then they start throwing him back in films, but it's always an interesting little move, right? An out there little move. Not the whole carrying the film, and if it is carrying, it's indie. And recently, he's coming out with a movie where he stars alongside this retard, right? Like a real
life
Down syndrome, tard, right? And it looks like it's going to be wildly beautiful. Like, you look like you're going to watch this movie and like just be like, man, what an amazing relationship. What a great guy. What an awesome person. I forget all the fuck shit that happened. He's back. That is a multiple year endeavor that they took on.
Wow, that's so strange. I see that completely opposite.
Go.
I see it that.
Will the retard have any idea if it's a good movie?
Son, he's going to enjoy that popcorn more than anybody else in that fucking movie. Let me tell you, that could be the worst movie in history, and he's going to be facing that bucket like a horse. Thanks, me!
Trying to take a sip of his fucking icy. Just struggling with the straw.
He's sipping out the straw like a fucking dog drinks out of a hose. You know how the dog trying to bite the water? Oh, thank God for this. Y'all don't know how what was it?
Thinking of the way that guy was eating the chicken.
Oh my God. Son.
Yo, he stuck his tongue out first. It was so crazy.
Like a frog, son. He brought it back in. He brought it back in like a fucking frog.
That's the first time you've
son.
ever demonstrated. Yo,
Son,
come demonstrate right here, Alex.
Show.
That's a wild way to take a bite.
Fuck. Keep this in the
you on the
Patreon.
wide?
people.
You
Yeah,
on the
nah,
other
right.
single, yeah.
So he would eat. He would go. It was so. And in my peripheral,
Yeah, hit it
I
again.
catch it
Hit
every
it again on that
time,
mic.
son.
Hit it again. Let me see that again. Let me see that again right there.
Oh, we're not laughing at this guy.
Oh no, we are laughing
Man,
at
you're
all
a-
retarded people.
So, but wait, did you make your point though? What you saw it
Oh
differently?
yeah,
Yeah.
so I see it completely opposite. I think he got on drugs, he bugged out, he pissed off the wrong person in Hollywood. They blacklisted him, and so him and his team were just reaching for straws, trying to get him elevated again. So it's like when he was doing that stupid ass art thing where he would just like stand in one place, do
Right.
some shitty thing, and when he was doing the rap stuff, I'm like, all right, you guys are just grasping, trying.
That's
to
interesting. That's interesting.
revitalize his career, and now it's like, okay, enough time has passed. People aren't talking about your stupid shit. Now
can do
here's
it.
where it's like maybe I'll agree with you. It's like, okay, let's try to get like find a role for you that's like gonna touch people's hearts, and like yeah. So that I agree with you, but everything prior to that, I think they were just grasping for straws.
I think that's a reasonable
was
take as well.
calculated.
I think maybe I look at it in that way because I want to believe that like that's how I would curate a comeback.
Yeah.
Or like like, or if one of you guys even got in trouble, like it'd be like, all right, how we got this? You ready? It's gonna be a few years,
Yeah.
but if you fucking
I'm
keep
more
your nose
romanced
to the
by this
pavement,
for sure.
exactly.
So maybe.
I made it more romantic.
Yeah.
You might be more pragmatic. You might be more realistic about it. But if his team didn't drop him, and it's easy to drop a motherfucker like that, but if his team didn't drop him, they're like, nah, this kid is the truth. We're gonna get him back. And keep in mind, an actor is better than an athlete because the career
Is longer. Another thing to think about is we do love bringing somebody down,
and then bringing
but then
them
we
back
love
up.
bringing them back up.
Comeback. Ooh, we love a comeback.
We would love Shia if he came back. Oh, well, he seems so different. He learned his lesson. He's just,
Now we don't gotta watch fucking Mark Wahlberg in Transformers anymore.
bruh. I'm not into it. Give me
You guys
Shia.
don't fuck with Mark?
I like
They're
Mark
coming.
Wahlberg,
They're
but
coming to get us. They're coming to get us. The Transformers are here. The Transformers are here.
Son,
They're gonna Bumblebee.
I can't believe Bumblebee got his own movie, son. That's how much we need Shia back.
Bumblebee, where's my daughter? Bumblebee, save my daughter. I gotta go save the world for the Transformers. Bumblebee, what are we doing, Bumblebee? Guys, I work out at 4 a.m. every morning. What are you guys doing? Are you guys working out at 4 a.m? What time are you guys getting up?
I
My name's
didn't realize
Mark
he spoke
Wahlberg.
like that until just now.
What? Yeah, you just raise your voice high and breathe out when you say something. That's all it is. The Transformers. Guys, the Transformers are coming. They're going to take over everything. Optimus Prime, what are we going to do? We got to get the Autobots together.
It's the best thing.
Do I
Mark
have a wife
Wahlberg.
in any movie I do? No. Of course not.
Nah.
Really?
No, why? I need a love interest that I can win over, but a daughter that I love now that I'm an aging actor.
Oh, shit.
I still need to be looked at as a sex symbol.
He had a girlfriend in the movie where he died in the boat.
No, he has girlfriends. Yes.
What's
Name
his?
it.
I,
Ted.
Who's my girlfriend at Ted? You don't
Mila
even-
Kunis.
You don't even. Oh, that girl is 20 years younger than me? Yeah. I'm a 6-year-old man. I'm 6 years old.
Yo, you got smoke from Marky Mark, son?
Son,
I like Mark Wahlberg,
I know, like,
but
why you
that's a
hating
very
on
funny
Mark?
impression.
first of all. No, Mark, I got all the respect in the world for Mark.
But no, you need Shia in the Transformers. I like Mark
Yo,
Wahlberg,
I'm
but
good on
Can we
Transformers
remember
all
Shia
together.
LaBeouf's last Transformer? I think we saw that together. Did
Yeah.
we see
Just
it?
Yeah,
the
yeah, oh,
first
yeah.
one. That's it. I think they took him
nah,
out.
nah,
he did
nah.
two.
Son, he did 3.
He did 3, son.
No.
Don't disrespect SLB like
Yo,
that.
you disrespect
I thought it was
SLB.
Marky Wahlberg who stayed in all the other ones. Shiloh, I think, was out after the first one.
Nah, how
We
dare
all-
you?
Son,
How dare you, bruh?
yo, Shia in that motherfucking third one.
Bruh.
Is
We
it
walked
Shia
out-
Or Shiloh?
Stop it. Stop it. You need to fucking stop
the
it.
computer right now. I put
Stop it. Shyla?
SHYLA.
Why'd you make him a black female rapper, bro?
Yo, you said Shia LaBeouf is what he spelled it. B-U-F-F.
Yo, Megan Thee Stallion and Shia LaBeouf coming at you with the mixtape of the summer.
That's his rap name.
Okay. We walked out of the last Shia LaBeouf. We walked out of the last Shia LaBeouf Transformers. Me, you, who else saw it?
Blau.
Blau. Me, you, and Blau went out to see this. We literally walked out and we go, La Bouffe? We were calling him La Bouffe.
Okay.
Shia LaBeouf
Oh, yeah, you're right. He was in 3. My bad.
is a star.
Star.
I'm not making this up.
Sam Witwicky, son?
Sam Witwicky?
Get these references.
Sam
Okay.
Witwicky at college? In the dorms? Wasn't he at dorms?
I think he had a dorm.
Hey, Michael Bay, why can't I be in college? Well, you know, Mark, you're 60 years old. Like you can't be. Maybe I could be going back to to continue my education.
Maybe it could be the starting quarterback. Maybe it's a struggling football program that needs to be turned around.
Try to do Mark Wahlberg.
That
You
noise.
sounded like the retard in the new Shia movie.
Yo, y'all remember Never Go Full Retard from Tropic Thunder? Is Tropic Thunder the last, real not PC comedy? Is that the last good not PC comedy? They had Robert Downey Jr. in blackface the entire fucking movie.
Yeah.
They had...
To be fair, Robert Downey Jr. is a black ass name, bro.
Son, that shit is black,
Bobby Downey
bruh.
D? Or Bobby Downey Jr.? Dude, Robert, if you met a Robert Downey Jr., would you think that guy's white or black?
I can't separate his face from.
Really?
Yeah, just him personally.
If
Now-
it was Bobby, for sure, that's a black dude.
Bobby Downey Jr.,
Yeah, maybe.
black guy,
Yeah.
right? The only thing throws it off a little bit is the junior, because it's
'Cause
like,
a father, you know?
yeah, the
Like,
father would need to be
what's
there,
going on? I shouldn't have
Why
stepped
am
on
I
that.
junior? We just made that up. We don't know your dad's name.
So you can remember him because you're never gonna see him again. He's gone. But
So, I think you might be right. That might be the last PC shit.
bruh, never go full retard is such a funny fucking observation. Remember the point was you won't win an Oscar if you play a full retard. You have to play that kind of a retard to win an Oscar.
Which
They did
was
Forrest Gump,
Yes.
I Am Sam or whatever.
Yes.
And then he names the full retard movies and none of them ever won Oscars.
This is great.
And that was whoever not Tom Cruise, the main character was like big fuck. Oh, Ben Stiller.
Ben Stiller.
He played a full retard in the movie to try to prove he can act, and everybody panned it. Never go full retard.
Dude, that's the only thing Christian Bale hasn't done. Christian Bale's been
Yo.
like an anorexic skinny guy. He got like fat to be like the politician
Yeah.
or whatever.
Played a boxer.
He played a boxer, he played a crackhead, but he's never gone full retard.
No.
And he would kill that.
Yo.
Christian Bale's acting.
He'd be better
How do you
than.
feel about it?
I fucks with it.
I think he's nice, fam.
Yeah.
I think my man is
I
nice.
guess yeah.
Why
He's
you
got
don't
a
like
little bit
him?
of a lisp.
Little
Yeah,
lisp,
the lisp
endearing lisp.
Kind of throws me off a little bit.
Really?
It throws me a little bit, but he's nice. Like he's still nice.
All right.
That's what I think.
Top 5 actors.
Denzel.
Okay.
Why do all white people go Denzel first?
No, Denzel is the best actor of our time.
But all right, why? What roles? Name top 3 roles Denzel roles.
Meet the Clumps. Boomerang. Dreamgirls.
And it's not that I even
Big Mama's house.
Big Mama's
Big
House.
Mama's.
Just name all
It's not
other
even that I
black
disagree
movies.
with you. It just seems like every white person says Denzel first, and I feel it's like one of those things. Like you guys have to say Black Panther was good.
Do I strike you as the white guy
You're right.
that says
You're right.
anything
You're
pandering?
You're the one.
He's
To
always
black
loved
people.
Denzel.
Yeah.
Denzel, to me, is the greatest actor of our generation.
Wow.
I believe it 100%. That Daniel Day-Lewis motherfucker, it's like, he's great, don't get me wrong. But like, I'm not buying. Denzel, to me, is one thing when you play another person. Like when you become, I don't think it's as good acting when you become another person.
Oh, I'm very impressed by that. I don't
Let
like
me
it
make
as
the
much, but I'm
argument,
more
but
impressed
I
by
want
it.
you to make the argument as well.
Okay.
It's similar in comedy, right? Where it's like if you do an impression, you get points for the impression, even though the joke might not be that funny, right?
Interesting.
Because we're watching you marveling. We're going, oh, this is fascinating. You're acting just like that person that we know. So every time you say words like him or be like him, like even the Mark Wahlberg thing that I was doing was just funny because we're like, oh shit, it kind of does sound like Mark. I wasn't really saying punchlines as much, but it was like, oh, it's kind of Mark Wahlberg sounding, right? Yeah. So I think you get extra points for that. If you are an actor that creates a character that is unique, or you yourself become a character that is synonymous with your name, you're creating that out of the ether. Your personality has never been existed before, and you've just made matter. You've made mass. So Denzel is Denzel in every movie. But he made Denzel. He was so exceptional as a person, and the way that he acts and brings things. Like even when he's Malcolm, he's Denzel. Right?
I thought he was Malcolm.
Did
I
you?
was impressed by that.
Okay, fair. That's fair. That's fair. And I don't know Malcolm as well.
Yeah,
but
I don't know him super well, but I felt like I was watching Malcolm more than I was watching Denzel.
that's fair. But when I I love Man on Fire,
Right.
right? But I also love
My favorite Denzel role was John Q.
John
Good.
Q.
That was good. Fuck, that was good.
Yeah.
Denzel, this is what Denzel, and then of course the one he won the Oscar for, Training Day, and then the Civil War joint,
Glory.
Glory. Like,
Oh.
son, Glory?
I never saw that one.
Holy shit!
Yeah,
like,
you might have to play that.
but this is why Denzel. This is when Denzel make you cry, right? Denzel don't make you cry out of sadness. Denzel makes you cry out of heroism. That shit touches me. Like, think about the moments Denzel made you cry when he was like, "I'm gonna fucking kill myself so my daughter can have a heart." In that moment where he pulls it and it jams or some shit. But like the moment where he's like, "It's."
Yeah.
For a son to have.
Oh, dude, it gives you goose. Like his fucking bravery in these movies. Like he can do something compelling that makes you, it evokes an emotion that's not sadness. It's being a hero. And that's harder to make someone cry. I think the level of difficulty is harder. So whereas we look at like a guy like Daniel Day-Lewis or these types of dudes who like play a character, a version of someone that we know, we're like, that's awesome, that's cool. But you're getting points because we know that thing already existed and you're copying it.
Gotcha. All right.
This guy Denzel is making things out of, like John Q is different than, what was the motherfucker's name in the Training Day?
Damn, I don't remember it.
Whatever, but John Q is different than Training Day. It's different than Man on Fire. It's different, but they all have essence of Denzel.
I think any star, you have to see the essence of that person because
Yes.
that's what we're drawn to.
Yes,
We're
great,
drawn
well
to
said.
the essence of that guy. So Denzel gotta do the little Denzelisms
See,
because
but
that's
I
what we
thought-
like. He's a star.
I thought that
Yes,
makes
he
you
has the Denzelisms, and he's going to bring those to everybody.
Yes.
But each of the characters will slightly change.
Yeah.
You can be good guy. You can be bad guy. You can be swagged. You can be reserved.
I thought that actually makes you a bad actor.
Oh no! See, that's what people
If
don't get.
You can't relinquish all of you and only show. Whatever
I don't
the
think it makes.
character
I think a better actor lets go of all of it. That's what I think. But I think a star, we want to see that motherfucker.
Oh, I'm not talking about star. I'm just talking about acting ability.
No, I think that's again where we're going to
You're supposed
disagree.
be able to-
Put it this way: I think when I look at star, I look at like if we equate it to sports, right?
Yeah.
It's like some players, like Jerry Rice, wasn't the fastest.
Yeah.
Right? He wasn't the biggest. He wasn't the strongest. He wasn't any of those specific things.
Right.
But he was the best because he was a fucking star. Now, you could go, he ran great routes. A lot of people run great routes, but they don't become Jerry Rice. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
So it's like Jerry, for whatever reason, had he had whatever Denzel has, but the football version of that.
Okay.
Right? It's not like the plays were any different from Jerry. Everybody had the same plays. Everybody got the same cleats. Everybody got the same, right?
Yeah. The disagreement I have on Daniel Day-Lewis is
Yeah.
the roles I remember are the one with Leonardo DiCaprio, who I also think is dope.
Which one was that?
What was it? It was the 5 points in Gangs in New York.
Oh, you know what? I'm going to pull back on the Daniel Day-Lewis thing because you're right. Let me pump the brakes on. I still like Denzel, but keep making this argument because you're right.
he's not impersonating anybody we know.
He made that.
And then the other one, I've been thinking about it, honestly.
Let There Be Blood or whatever?
Yeah, There Will Be Blood.
There Will
I
Be
was
Blood.
just thinking
Yeah.
about that this week, the fucking anger in
Yeah.
this guy and how you felt it. And like, I'm afraid of this guy.
Yeah.
That scene at the end, and if I'm spoiling it for you, you're a loser, it's 12 years old.
Yeah.
But that scene at the end where he like fucking kills the preacher
Yeah.
after telling him you're broke, and it's just like so unnecessarily brutal.
Yep.
Takes a fucking bowling pin and it's just like, yo, I felt some shit when I watched that.
Yep.
And that's not an impersonation. That is,
No, he created
again,
a character. He
character
invented a
that-
character.
Yeah.
That's fair. I think that I pull back my Daniel Day-Lewis criticism because he's capable of both.
And
He can-
everything, the walk is different with each character, and it's like this is this character, and that's
gets in it.
And I build this guy, and this is who this guy is, and this is everything about him is going to be this guy.
I always wonder, like, when he plays, because he is that character the entire time he's filming.
Yeah,
And even prior to get ready to filming. He sleeps in his bed. He's
There's-
what's called method. Yeah, he's a method actor.
there's a scene real quick to
Go.
this point. Gangs in New York. There's a scene. He has a glass eye, Bill the
yeah.
Butcher. There's a scene where he taps his eye with a knife. He trained his eye to be able to tap it with a knife and not blink.
Get the fuck out.
This is what I've heard. It might be bullshit, maybe, but that's someone who doesn't just make up a bunch of shit. Told me that.
Top spot.
Son, there's a great argument for top spot, and I'll give it to him. There's a great. I'd like Denzel, but some people might. But this is like whose handle you like better, Kyrie or Steph?
Yeah.
It's
Fair.
like they're probably both equally great with handle. You might just like the moves that one guy does over the other. It's who you relate to at that
Right.
point. Oh fuck! No, I had something to say about you were talking about.
Daniel Day-Lewis, Gangs in New York. My bad. I cut it off with that glass eye shit, but that was so wild to me.
What was it?
The glass eye thing.
It was before maybe the preacher bad. It doesn't matter. Whatever. Okay, so Denzel, Daniel Day-Lewis. Honestly, you got to throw Leo up there, bro.
I'm gonna put Brad Pitt up there too.
Really?
Brad Pitt, I can't
I
do
think
it.
we sleep on Brad Pitt because we forgot. That's what I was thinking about recently. Also,
Make the
I think
argument for Brad.
I think we forgot.
Make the argument
Brad
for Brad.
Pitt did what was that fucking gay ass movie, Legends of the Fall?
Okay.
Right? Plays this whatever the fuck that was. Then he does Seven. That's
He
a
was fucking good in
hardcore-
Seven.
Hardcore motherfucking movie. I also respect
Love
this about
Seven.
him.
Yo, real talk, if y'all haven't seen
No,
Seven,
Fight Club is ill.
everybody listening right now, if y'all haven't seen Seven, Go watch Seven. It's probably on Netflix or one of these streaming shits. It is a fucking dope movie, head to toe. Go watch Seven. Go on.
7. And this is another thing I respect is my theater teacher in middle school pointed this out. They tried to make him like a heartthrob. And he was like, no, I'm going to go from Legends of the Fall to 7. Hardcore movie. I play a fucking detective, blue-collar dude, whatever. Then I can't remember some of the other movies, but I know he had Fight Club. Tyler Durden is an incredible character. Dynamic.
Right? I would make the argument that he is not the main character of that movie.
Of
Fight Club.
That's fine, but his role is he's the movie.
He is remarkable.
Yeah.
But there is a difference when you have to carry and you can just pop in.
Interesting. I say he's about 40% of the movie though, probably, right?
I think it's a lot
In
less
my
than we
top
think.
5, Anthony Hopkins.
He's beast.
Yo, son,
Can I
I'm
say
not gonna lie.
Motherfucker, son.
Make this argument. This
Real
is
quick about Brad Pitt also, Ocean's 11, he's fucking hilarious. in that
charisma
movie.
through the roof.
Yeah.
Charisma through the roof.
So funny. Okay, go ahead.
Go on.
So just with Anthony Hopkins, I just feel like every role, something else.
Yeah.
You never see him. I don't even know who he is. Like,
Which is the greatest
Yeah.
gift an actor has, and these fucking idiots. We'll get to that next, but can we go into? Can we just write down Hollywood so we talk about this next? One of the greatest gifts an actor can actually, or like superpowers an actor can have, is not showing himself.
Yeah.
Back in the day, actors were hidden. They were mysterious. They were in their houses in the hills. They barely even went on the fucking Tonight Show and shit. Why? Because I need to transform into whatever character I play. You need to believe I'm that. You can't know that I'm really blowing dudes in the back of a pickup truck, right?
Right.
You need to believe I'm the quarterback. I'm the sergeant. I'm the and with Hopkins, we don't know what that motherfucker does with his life. Pets cats, looks at paintings. I got no fucking clue. If he lives in a castle in England, I got no clue what the fuck this guy does.
Another crazy thing about blinking with him, Hannibal Lecter, when he's on camera, I don't think he ever blinks. He like trained himself to just be able to talk to you and keep his eyes open.
Did you Google blinking?
Son, that's wild, right? That's wild.
The fuck? How you got all these blinking
I
facts?
got a blinking fetish.
Dude, that's what they put on the Indian snapple.
What's it called?
Snapple fucked.
Pineapple?
Pineapple. Pineapple.
Pinapple. No, I remember watching an interview with Barbara Walters somehow when I was a kid, and I just watched TV all the time. And he talked about Hannibal Lecter because that movie had just came out, and like he just trained himself to.
He was so good in that.
Yeah.
And he's so good in the, what's the HBO joint?
Westworld.
Westworld.
Yeah.
Ugh, so good.
honorable mention, I like Cumberbatch.
Oh, he's good.
Yeah, he's really
Sherlock
good,
is
bro.
ill.
He's good.
Sherlock is ill.
That motherfucker. Oh, you know who's really good, dude? You know who's really fucking good?
Idris.
Idris Elba, man.
absolutely.
Idris is
And
good.
he's not there where you can say he's a GOAT. Because when you think about it, he doesn't have a single movie that you would go, this is incredible.
No, but 2 fucking classic TV roles.
Classic TV roles. And sometimes TV is more intoxicating because there's more time to fall in love. That's another thing you got to think about Denzel. Denzel didn't give us 9 seasons of Friends where you fell in love with Ross in the storyline.
True.
That motherfucker pops up twice a year.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
So, but Idris, I'd love to see him have I'd love to see him fill that Denzel void. Denzel's getting a little old for the action stuff. And I would love to see Idris pop into that like brave action guy. I just don't know if Idris can do the emotional shit that Denzel can do.
Interesting.
True. I felt a little something when he was dying in Endgame. Right in the beginning.
Yeah.
Oh
I
yeah.
felt a little something.
A little bit.
I felt bad for him.
You felt bad for him.
Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit maybe. I don't know. Okay, who else? Akaash?
Gosling is good.
You are gay. You're naming just all the heartthrobs.
I like fine dudes. What you want from me?
Son.
Son.
You say you are gay. He's like, at least I have taste.
I wish I had said that one.
Son.
I also respect.
Gosling is not good. He
I also
just has
respect.
no purpose.
They tried to make him. That was
Oh.
another guy they tried to make the heartthrob only,
said,
and then he
nah.
was like, "Nah, fuck that." He
Yo.
did Drive. He did some other crazy ass movies. There were whatever in the woods where he's
still
like,
heartthrob in those.
but nah, yo,
I understand what he's saying. He
Drive-
could have easily just been, what is that? What's that motherfucker? The pretty motherfucker? Gets all the roles in
I
the
should
corny
know
movies.
this.
You should know him. You got a great body.
Oh,
Zac
I should
Efron.
know this. Oh yeah,
Zac
Zac
Efron.
Oh,
Yeah.
I think he was thinking the other guy, Ray. Damn, he plays Deadpool.
Oh, Ryan Reynolds.
Ryan Reynolds. Yeah. Now there's one guy who is so good, but he hasn't had lead role, so you can't really put him out there. But I really think he's one of the best. His name is Ben. Oh my God, let me look this up. 2 movie roles that I'll throw out to you that he's been in.
So childish.
There's a movie called what the fuck, and it's a great movie. Everybody, you should go watch this. It's about these people that rob banks in Texas because the banks are fucking them over on the
I've
loans.
heard about this. I need to see this movie. It was nominated for an Oscar, I think.
Yes. Oh, Jeff Bridges.
Jeff Bridges.
Son, Jeff Bridges is a beast, bro.
Fucking Lebowski, dog.
Son,
So
but
we forgot the GOAT Tom Hanks.
Oh.
yo,
we forgot the GOAT, son.
And we were just talking about him.
son,
think
Tom
Tom-
had an oppressive run.
Bruh, it was insane. He couldn't miss.
This motherfucker, has he flopped?
I think it made money internationally. I was going to say Da Vinci Code.
No, Da Vinci Code slapped, B.
Oh, I heard it didn't do well.
Nah,
I think the next one didn't do
ran
that
it
well.
back like 3 times.
They ran it back 3
I
times?
think there's like 4 different types of Da Vinci
No, it
Code
was
S.
Angels and Demons, Da Vinci Code.
Yeah, Da Vinci
There's
Code, they
definitely
made...
a third one. I know there's a third one. Maybe
Word?
the third one didn't do that great, but there's a
Maybe the third one didn't.
Third
do.
one's the book that I think you
I read all them shits.
What's the one about the plague or
Inferno.
whatever? Inferno.
Yeah,
read
I didn't watch that movie, but I think it did come out. But I didn't watch. But yo, Tom the Goat.
time to go, so you gotta put him up there.
Why do we not put him up there? Why is he never mentioned in the greatest actor combo?
He would have been. He just hasn't been as relevant recently. But 10 years ago, he's in the combo.
You
For
think?
Sure. For sure. Because we're not mentioning actors from like the fucking... We're not mentioning...
Anthony Hopkins, B.
We're not saying Humphrey Bogart or whoever the fuck was a huge back in the day. You know what I mean?
Son,
Time
yeah.
makes you forget.
No, but Tom Hanks still active, still doing a couple movies a year.
Yeah, I would
Much.
say he's just as active as
But-
Denzel. And
Yeah.
But what's Tom Hanks' last movie that you were like, this shit was dope? How long ago was that? And I love Tom Hanks. I think he belongs in the combo, but you just forget. It's all recency bias. We just forget whoever's new.
I have a point.
Whoever's new is who we remember.
Fucking Tom Hanks. What? Oh, I gotta look at this guy, Ben. Did you guys see that movie about like vampires in Alaska? It sounds like a horrible description. 40 Days of Night.
Nah.
Okay, you guys talk while I look this up.
Okay.
You wanna switch to shorties?
Top 5 shorties of all time.
Yeah, we're going purely off looks, right? Because we're not going to judge them on merit. What, are we gay? Come on. Are we gay? I don't think so.
Absolutely.
Hold on.
It's Patreon.
No, let's have it based on merit.
Okay. Okay. All right.
actually-
Meryl Streep.
More fun. More fun.
Nah, I'm not a fan.
Really?
Yeah.
Why's that? I think she
Maybe I
a
haven't
phony.
seen enough of
Ben
her
Foster.
movies. Ben Foster. I don't know who that is.
This motherfucker right here.
Can you pull up that image? Do we
Holy
recognize this guy?
shit. Hell or High Water.
That's the one about the bank robbers. I've heard that's really good.
Son, this motherfucker is nice.
I should watch that shit. It's
I'm gonna
based in
show you the
Texas.
image so we don't gotta thing.
Oh yeah, he's good.
This motherfucker. You know who he was? He's in an X-Men movie, Archangel. I think he's Archangel, where you barely see him.
I think I know that guy. That's not the guy in what's that show? Narcos?
Nah, no. That's not Narcos. But that's the image I showed. All right, top 5 shorties. Just looks, currently active or not.
Oh, I was talking about actresses.
Oh, the hottest actresses.
Not best actresses. We were given just dudes.
Oh, can we do this real quick before we do that? I want to have this one conversation just about Hollywood because there was a funny tweet that came out where did you guys see the tweet where Kid Rock said that like
Yeah.
what's her name again?
Taylor Swift basically she's just saying she's liberal because she wants to be in movies.
In Hollywood, and everybody's like, Kid Rock, you fucking idiot. That's not how it works. You don't have to be a Democrat to be in movies in Hollywood. You don't have to like toe the company line in terms of politics to be in Hollywood. Name me one openly conservative person in Hollywood.
Clint Eastwood.
He runs his own shit. Name me one openly conservative person that is acting. Clint is the production company, the writer, the director. He runs the whole gambit. I'm talking about a actor.
I don't pay attention to their lives that much. I wouldn't know, but
I mean, we know a lot of liberals.
How about this? Name a liberal actor.
true. I would automatically assume every actor. Yeah,
Every actor.
yeah.
Because here's the thing, and this is what people don't realize. And I'm coming at this from best case scenario. I've thought about it. The people, anybody in whatever field they're in, believes that they're affecting the world and they're making change in the world. And these people in Hollywood, the powers that be in Hollywood, they truly believe in the change that can come through cinema and television.
Yeah.
Like I guarantee when they sit down and eat with each other, like, we've improved race relations, we've improved the treatment of
Yeah.
these
You don't think
people.
that?
Say what?
You don't think that?
I think there is an argument for it.
Yeah.
I'm not saying we've normalized people, to the masses that would be abused and hated, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
So the power brokers truly believe that the way you change the world is through TV and film. And why wouldn't they believe that? Because it's self-fulfilling prophecy. Don't you want to believe that what you do affects the world? Mm-hmm. So if you did believe that you could affect the world that much, you would want to affect it in a positive way, right?
Yeah.
So they believe the way to affect and change the world is by implementing these things in film and television. That's why you see the big diversity push. You see all this kind of stuff. I thought it was purely money-based, but they don't make any money with these shows. They actually lose money. When you over-push diversity, it actually hurts in a lot of ways, right? Like, it's not like these things are killing. It's not like these TV shows that come out, they're like all minority-driven or doing well, right? They just get canceled.
They are doing good.
Impractical Jokers does well. 4 white guys from Staten Island.
Blackish. It's killing. They have like 2 spin-offs just because that one show's doing so good.
Sure, but I don't think one thing is the exception to the rule.
Oh, okay.
Right,
But
like
I'm just saying Empire. Like I thought.
Empire
they
isn't
kept
really doing well
doing-
anymore. But I hear what you're saying.
Yeah.
I heard what you're saying. There's an argument for it. I'm giving them best case scenario. I'm sure there's motherfuckers that are just like, yo, let's make money. Most people, but best case scenario. But they believe that this is how you need to think and feel about the world. So actors, and I'm not going to name names, but actors go, okay, well, I want to work.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm going to openly think and feel about the world this way so I can work. There's a reason why Amy Schumer moves to LA and then becomes this staunch liberal, because she's like, oh, that's how you get in the meeting. Oh,
Okay.
you front like we're all fighting the good fight.
And it's not even when you get in the meeting, that's something you can talk about in the meeting.
I was arrested fighting for women's rights, but that's what you need to do, right? I mean, we're fighting for the good cause. There's a reason why in Endgame there's a scene where there's all the women Avengers or
Oh, that shit was embarrassing to watch. That made me dislike the movie. I mean, I thought it wasn't that great for a lot of reasons, but
Right.
that I was like, I'm not stupid. I see what you're doing. You got fucking Pepper or whatever her name is in an Iron Man suit.
That's 5 seconds of the movie.
It's
Yeah.
embarrassing,
too many
man.
seconds.
It's
Too many seconds.
embarrassing.
So you agree with that? You think that's a bad movie just because of that scene? That movie is fucking great.
No, I don't agree with that at all.
Oh, okay.
I think that's
I
one
think
of
it was
the
a great-
stupidest things Akaash has ever
Yeah, I
said in
know,
my
like,
entire life.
Ocean
No.
Way
That
like
being said, for those 5 seconds, I thought that movie was horrible.
Yes. Okay, for those 5 seconds. I agree.
No,
And
it
a little
also-
bit afterwards.
Yeah, it left a little sour taste. I'm
I
like,
really
come on,
wanted
they disappointed me.
Thanos to just bitch slap every single one. I wanted Thanos to go like this, see all the women coming towards him and go, yo, look at these hoes. Turn to his weird ass alien motherfuckers like, these bitches think they gonna fight me. I just took out Iron Man and Cap.
What, you gonna hit me with a rolling pin, bitch? You gonna beat me with a spatula?
Why one of y'all get a vacuum and suck me up? Huh? Why we do that? Wait, y'all here to clean up some rubble? Is that what y'all? Hey, after we destroyed this whole house and shit, y'all here to dustpan all this? What's going on? Hey, one of y'all asked for a pedicure? Why is this Asian bitch here? One of y'all asked for a pedicure? Yo, that had been a fucking great. They just start slamming each of them. Look at Iron Woman. That's hilarious. We got Iron Woman.
Oh, fuck. Also, that movie was mad slow at the beginning, going back in time, and fucking he meets his dad. I was like, get out of here with this shit,
Nah,
man.
that was a little touching. B.
Fuck up.
Nah,
Yo,
man.
yo, real talk.
Yo, Alex, suck my dick, dog.
Where's the water bottle?
Yo, real talk. That scene where he meets his dad, that shit got me a little tear
Nah,
jerker,
me, bro.
little tear
Everything
jerker.
was good.
Ah, me,
That shit
son.
jerked the tears, bro. when he said like no amount of money is more valuable than time. Oh shit.
Yeah,
You gonna do
my
us
laugh
right?
Cry. That was,
Son, oh yeah, when you whimpered, my man he went.
it was a laugh cry. That's what I'm going with. It was a laugh cry.
Anyway, my point is Kid Rock was 100% right.
You see, to that point, Emily Ratajkowski.
Yes.
My girl showed me an Instagram post of her lifting her arms, and she got
Armpit
mad
hair.
underarm hair. And everybody thinks she's this feminist hero, even though her entire industry is built on making women hate their bodies. But she wanted to be in movies.
Shit, I don't fuck with her now. She got that hair.
Oh,
Actually,
that
it's
is
repulsive.
repulsive. And I fucked a girl with armpit hair in my life.
You're disgusting.
Maybe I am.
You-
I laid right in bed with her, nuzzled my fucking nose and head up into it. I did like that, like that. Rubbed my fucking face in
Did you
it.
kiss it?
Say what?
Little kiss?
I did.
Was
you
it- could you
you
braid it
met
up?
the girl that I fucked with armpit hair.
Europe? Had to be a
In
European
Sweden.
bitch. Swedish bitch, I knew it was going to be something like that.
I wouldn't remember.
Yeah. You get bigger memories
Nah,
from
you
that
did
night.
because we hung out. It was
I mean, it was all blur.
no, they came with us.
Son, it was all a blur, son. Just leave it like that.
ASAP's free, by the way,
Yeah, but he got charged.
just like you. Exactly
Yeah,
what
same-
we said was gonna
exactly.
happen.
The exact
Only
same.
they let your ass, they let his ass go
motherfucker.
early, but you had to say.
That's because
That's because Trump ain't got your
Yo,
back.
these rappers all act like they hard.
real-
I'm putting out Trump.
Real talk, Trump
Stop
got
it.
him back, but yo,
Stop
Yo.
giving Trump that credit. He ain't do shit.
y'all want to
He
hear
got ASAP out ASAP, son.
No, it's the media. Everybody just highlighting.
Y'all want to hear the hot take? You want to hear the hot take of the century?
Of the century.
I don't know.
That's so funny.
Y'all want to hear the hot take of the century?
Go,
son?
please. Go.
Trump might not win, yo.
Whoa, that's hot. That's hot.
Oh, okay.
Who you think got this?
I've been calculating. It's not about who he goes up against.
Interesting.
It's about his own popularity. I've been doing some number crunching.
No, yeah.
So Trump wins the first election by a very small margin, right? Very small margin. It's not a blowout. It is very small that he wins the first election.
Yeah.
Don't worry about that popular vote nonsense. That's a stupid argument. We're talking about just in terms of states and shit. He wins by a small margin. So his margin of error for this election is small. Hillary was not the most popular person, right? She sucks. But she still was able to get close enough to almost beat Trump. So his margin of error, that means like his ability to lose, is very small. So the argument is Trump more popular or less popular than he was in 2016?
You would say less.
I think there's an argument to be said. Wait for it. I think there's an argument to be said that he is less.
You're saying essentially a lot of moderate people who voted for him taking a chance are like, oh, he really is that crazy.
I
can't
think
do
there's
this.
a lot of vitriol and hate for him, and I think there's a lot of people that are like, yo, I didn't get a job. Y'all said we were gonna get the job. I didn't get my factory ain't open. What's going on, yo? What my life ain't better. Now, you know whose life is better? All these fucking Democrats that are bitching about Trump. Every one of these elite liberals on the coast that got a fucking retirement fund that's booming right now. They're the real motherfuckers that benefit from Trump. They're the real motherfuckers that should want Trump back in office again so they could continue doing well. But the people that Trump promised, I don't think a lot of them got what they wanted. And if the margin of error is that slim and the right person comes in and appeals to those people, you don't need everyone. You need a couple points. That's what people don't realize.
It's going to be, I think the only people that could beat him by that logic
Go.
are Bernie and Warren.
Son, Bernie, and people love this Warren. I think she's a goofy ass lady.
I
man.
think she's goofy, but I've heard her speak, and there's a passion that you're like,
All right.
I could get behind this. I could definitely see people who like are like, I don't know, more moderate or whatever. Just not. I'd just be like, yo, I believe in this woman.
So
Son,
my take is that I feel 2008, it was polarizing. People were ashamed to say they voted for him.
2016.
16, whatever. They were ashamed to say they voted
Big
for.
difference.
Yeah, I know.
Why he angry at me? Because he fucked up.
Almost about an entire decade.
Whatever.
Whatever. So,
Go on.
so people were ashamed to say that they voted for Trump. I feel now.
That's why black people don't vote. They don't know when the election
No,
is.
shut the fuck
Be
up.
like, yo, I
son.
voted 10 years
Let me
ago. I
get
still
these
got to vote,
bars,
son.
though.
So I got to vote, son.
I went
Son.
to the ballot box in April.
I went to the only one had a black guys. Come on.
Go on. Finish making your argument. Go.
So it looked like people were ashamed to say that they voted for Trump because people had put this image on Trump like, oh my God, he's like the Antichrist. You can't vote for him, all this stuff. Like the world's going to come to an end. People thought the world would come to an end if we put this guy in office.
Right.
Now we see like, all right,
Business
things aren't the
is
greatest.
booming.
Yeah, things aren't the greatest, but hey, the world's not coming to the end. We're not in World War.
Right.
Things are okay. So I think there's more people that are not ashamed to say like, oh, you know what? Yeah, he's
That
not-
tends to be what I think.
Oh,
Yeah.
globally, we're way better off with Trump. Like,
No. I just think
way better. Like,
the
North
fact-
Korea, chilling, right? Middle East, haven't heard shit. ICE is gone. Like, like if you
but
you
I'm not
vote
even talking
on,
about the
I'm not saying you. I'm saying
popularity.
if you vote on global politics and if you vote on the American economy and you don't vote for Trump, you don't vote on those two things. The only thing, the issue that you have to say with Trump is treatment of I guess illegal immigrants, and I don't know who votes based on that. Like who votes on? I'm a single issue voter. What's your issue? Letting illegal immigrants into the country. Like what? Right? Like,
Has a treatment of, I think, which I also,
Because
whatever.
think about it, has he done anything worse than
but
say
the treatment of it is an Obama policy. That's the thing. Is like the camps were built during the Obama administration. Like this is all, and this is what people don't even look. I don't even want to talk politics. I don't want to get on that. But like when you get pulled over, let's say you and your kid are driving, right, and you're drunk, right, and you get pulled over, right. What do you think happens with you and your kid?
I know. I go to jail.
So you go to jail, and then where do they put your kid at?
Foster care?
They separate your father from the kid
Because you
because
did
you
something
chose to break the law.
illegal. Yeah.
So what you're basically saying is, hey, illegal immigrants that get caught coming over should have preferential treatment when they break the law over American citizens.
Right.
It
I ain't gonna lie, I wanna go against that, but that is logical.
Now, there is an option for illegal immigrants that are seeking asylum where they don't get separated. They go to the border, they seek asylum. There's a process where they have to go look through the case to see if it's true, or they're just coming over here to get a lick. Like you got to decide what it is. But the argument that he's separating parents from babies, no. If you break the law, that happens to be against the law. There's a law. It's against the law, you break it. Just like if I break the law and I got my baby in the car, they're going to separate me from him.
Valid.
But we're in this like, and I don't even want to get into
Yeah,
it.
let's
so
not.
let's
Let's
stop.
not.
Let's move
Yeah,
on.
let's. And again, I don't want to get into this because it's just so divisive, and I'm trying so hard, especially on idiots. And like, the one thing I love about Patreon is like I feel like this is the most open speaking forum. Like, if we're gonna be able to say these fucked up jokes,
Yeah.
people listening are subscribing to ideas that they might not agree with. Yeah. So we can get out an argument without people immediately running to Twitter like, can you believe?
Yeah.
Like, if you're laughing at retard jokes, you can't be upset at a Trump policy. You know what I'm saying? You can't die laughing at Franks and Beans and then 5 minutes later, Trump is separating. Do you know what I mean? Like,
You could, though.
you know what else is separated? That Down syndrome kid's eyes.
Yeah, but you can still be mad because like you expect a higher level of like decency from the leader of the world.
Akash got a
Than
great joke.
comedian.
I don't want to give up your joke, but like about how like Trump ain't no more racist than your uncle.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's
It's
why we're not
such a-
electing our uncle.
That's a good argument. Is that Akash? Does that fit the thing?
Yeah, I just don't hate him. I'm not saying I'm a vote for him, but I just don't hate him. Like,
Well, I mean, I do you hate? Okay, so I wouldn't go as far as calling Trump a racist, but the fact that people who support you, some of them are racist, and you haven't spoke out against them, then it's almost like
Bruh, already I stopped
So,
caring.
I just
I'm
read
gonna be
your book.
honest, and I'm
Hold
not
on.
being an asshole.
Racist people support Charlemagne.
What do you mean? What
There are
racist people?
people who hate non-blacks.
Let's switch it. Because then it's like
No, that's
some people would say like, oh, you can't be black and be racist. That's the counter argument to that.
That
we
that's
call
a real,
those people idiots.
You know, we also call those people black. I have.
Well, that's not.
What I'm saying is
heavy.
that doesn't make Charlemagne a racist because racist people support him. That doesn't mean that he's
Yeah, but he like speaks out and says like, oh, I don't fuck with any races. Like races in general. He doesn't say only white races. He just says I don't fuck with racist people.
whatever. We don't have to
Yeah,
get
let's
into
not
it. You're wrong, but we don't have to get into it. So
That's the next topic.
yeah, what else we got? So we got some more deportes.
So
We got to take questions too. We've
Yeah.
been talking, bro.
Yo,
Yo,
You
we're the
see-
best, yo.
you seen that Andrew Luck? Andrew Luck has a high ankle sprain. You see what Chad Ochocinco recommended?
McDonald's.
Soak your ankle in urine. I did it. I don't have the exact tweet, but he said something like, "I did this in my career, and you notice I was never hurt."
His own or someone else's?
His own, I guess. I don't know. He didn't expound really in the tweet, but he's just like, "You peeped. I was never hurt. So what you think of that?"
Would you do that? I'll do anything.
I would
I've had
try
ankle
it.
issues,
I'll try
bro.
it.
I would definitely try it. And a high ankle sprain for football is a problem.
Why?
I don't know. It's just like there's certain injuries I've noticed seem to affect you more in certain sports. Like a high ankle sprain in basketball doesn't seem to mean much.
Right.
Your lower ankle sprain will keep you out a couple games. A high ankle sprain you never hear of. Football, that's lingers for weeks and weeks. Hamstrings happen in basketball, but in football, again, weeks and weeks you're out. So it's
Yeah.
just a weird thing.
And that's right. And you have 16 weeks.
Yeah, and you have 16 weeks.
Yeah.
And you're using different muscles, and I guess that's really all there is to
Probably
it. But like
playing on grass, you have to like dig in a little more and maybe target that most of.
And football is really explosive for 6 seconds at a time,
Yeah.
and then you stop, and then you wait, and then boom, out of nowhere. And basketball is kind of a constant stop, go constant. So they're different sports, but like
Right.
a high ankle sprain is a thing that lingers with football players, and this is like I was reading one or two articles that were seeming to say like this might be a long-term problem, kind of like his shoulder was. So it would be an issue. So if I'm Andrew Luck, go ahead and just piss on my leg, fam. It's over. Like let's get this going.
Piss on my leg.
Just- let's get it cracking.
Soak it in it, not just pee on it.
Let's start it. Let's get it started,
Bro, if you really are an
It's like a
offensive
jellyfish
lineman
thing.
and you care about your quarterback,
bruh.
pee in a bucket, dog. You got to get that whole O-line to just pee in a bucket.
Son, all right. So now if he does that,
Yeah.
and it works,
Yeah.
are you guys taking a full bath and piss?
To like recover my whole
It's the-
body.
what if that's
Whatever
the
it
fountain of
takes.
youth, son?
Whatever it
What if?
takes.
Imagine if you felt like a fucking 16-year-old if you just bathed in piss once a week.
Oh yeah, I would do that in a heartbeat.
100%.
I'd pay top dollar for the best piss.
Oh yeah.
Like the most pure,
Virgin
raw,
piss.
just virgin, vegan, organic, whole food urine. I would swim in it. I'd drink it. I would drink urine to have.
Now you go away.
to have what? To have what?
I would
Hold on.
I would
Hear it
drink
out.
urine to have my 20-year-old ankles back.
Just the ankles. You don't need
Nothing else. Nothing else.
not the rest of the body, not the metabolism, the energy levels, the sex
Ankles.
drive.
Ankles. I would drink it.
Yo, if you had the option to
Drink
have
it.
your 20-year-old sex drive back, would you want it?
No.
Right? It seems so unproductive.
Oh no, it was just awful, crippling.
Part of me still has that shit.
Ankles.
That's just such a fucking headache.
Ankles.
Just ankles, huh?
If I drank it, I would drink a Slurpee cup's worth. You know the ones that like they go up and then it gets even bigger? Like
That you have to drink with a straw.
I would drink that at urine temperature. I wouldn't even ice it down. Like I wouldn't ice it down like
Like
if it was-
steaming?
Yeah, like whatever the temp was. It's 97.8.
What is the temperature of urine?
97.8.
98.6, 98.6.
That's yours? I'm a little cold-blooded, dog. I don't got that hot blood in me, bro.
Yeah, you got that ice water in your
I got
veins.
that
Cooling
ice
things
water.
down.
Hey! It's 96 point what?
98.6.
That's what I said. I
No,
said
you said
97.8. 98.6.
Yeah.
That's specific.
It is.
All of us got it like that?
I think some people do run a little cooler, and some people.
You run tenths.
How do you feel that he's more of a doctor than you?
Based on what?
He's a nurse. He's an
Nursing
RN.
school, son.
No,
Wait,
he's
you
an
were
RN. Yeah.
Oh, that's fine. You're a woman doctor.
But he's more of a doctor than you. Like,
I mean,
But I think
you let a
all
fucking
his family
Puerto
members,
Rican become a doctor before you,
all
bro.
his family members, they
we'll
probably
let
just
Puerto
been,
Ricans become nurses.
like innate him with knowledge his entire life.
No, I assume you know more. I do. I would assume you know
But
more.
does that hurt you? Like, or do you feel
A little bit. A little bit.
like you're not even close to a doctor, bro? Like, dude, like that guy is almost a doctor.
Nah.
You're pretty much a doctor, dude. Like,
You can run with that, but nah.
dude, you're a doctor, bro.
Dr. Alex?
Yo, Dr. Alex, bro. Real talk.
Dr. Media?
I'm just
Dr. Media.
changing bandages and wiping asses. Like that's
Being a nurse is a fucking job, dude. That
yeah,
shit
it's
is rough.
That's why
They deal with all the, like,
That's why Indians don't do it.
That's what I'm saying. We not
That's
built
too
for
much
it.
work.
That's why I went to law enforcement instead of that shit.
Son,
Pay cut instead of that shit. Dead ass. Son, they get blamed for everything that goes wrong.
can we
No
talk about
credit for-
something? A little
No,
bit law
no.
enforcement?
Oh, okay, but not my.
Epstein
Yeah,
thing a little bit?
yeah, we good. Yeah, we can talk about where
But-
it happened.
Can I,
Because you know that. Can I say where you worked or anything or no?
Yeah, it's Patreon
Okay. So Alex worked
at the same
at the detention center, the facility where
Oh,
Epstein was
fuck.
held.
New York Supreme Criminal Court.
So
That's where his case was.
So think about this, Akaash. He knows, or at bare minimum, has crossed paths with the people that worked, the people that were supposed to watch Epstein and are currently millionaires without anybody knowing because they didn't watch him.
wow. That could have been you,
I
son.
know. Well, it couldn't have because it went to correction officers. But I'll tell you, without a doubt, 90% of those people would take that money. Those motherfuckers, yo, being in that place for that long, I don't see how they all don't become criminals.
What you
Like,
mean?
you have to get on their wavelength to operate with the prisoners there. Like, you kind of got to relate with them. You have to think like them. You're like, there's a whole just a respect level. And they respect if you're real. They respect if they know, like, okay, he will fight me if I speak to him a certain way. And it's like, it's weird. You start to see, like, the prison walk and, like, the chest out. Yeah, with, like, correction officers.
So COs become,
I'm not going to say they become criminals, but
but they both rub off on each other.
yes.
They take on certain personality
good.
traits.
They rub off on each other, yes. Yeah. This shit is real.
That's fascinating.
I saw a tweet. It could be completely bogus, but the woman who like is that there are two people that work at the Manhattan Corrections or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
The one who like does the scheduling for all the people that watch over. I don't know what they call that.
Mm-hmm.
And then the head of it. Both have all of a sudden $1 million homes in China.
What? That's real?
I don't know if anything's confirmed, but
Let's fact
that's
check that.
Wow.
I got to piss.
go pee. Should actually say a Patreon question and then we'll.
Let me do that. Ooh wee.
Akaash sagging like a nigga. Look at you.
You know what it is? Honestly, I got no ass, so pants just slide off of me no matter how tight they are. Yo, you know I hear a funny Discord joke about Alex's scoop scoops?
We don't.
Yeah, I really do.
Alex worked in law enforcement so long, he started killing young black men before they were even born. Shouts to Slim Reaper. I've been holding on to that for weeks, waiting to get that off. I didn't know we could talk about it on the
Oh my God, bro. That is a great roast joke.
It's so good.
Dude,
So
who
good.
is this kid?
Slim Reaper. Shouts to Slim
That
Reaper.
is an excellent, like, structural roast joke. It's short, hits the point, plays off information that we all know about you.
And it's even better because not every. It's like insinuated, but never.
It
Like, you know
doesn't
what I mean?
drop it. What a hey, Slim Reaper, amazing fucking roast joke, man. I think. Hey, what about this? Ready?
Now you got to encourage you.
I got a good
guys to
idea.
just roast the shit.
I got a good idea. We should have a roast, a Flagrant 2 roast, but we let the patrons think of the jokes, and then we hand select
Oh shit.
the jokes, and we can have a patron. We can have like a roast battle, like you know what they do with roast battle,
yeah.
and we can have. They'll be making fun of us. They'll be making fun of us the whole time.
Yeah.
But they'll compete weekly, and eventually we'll crown a champion.
So it's almost like, and I'm not saying you're buying this idea, but it's almost like when one of those late night shows that they have the celebrities read bad tweets about them,
Yes.
something like that.
Exactly that, but we actually have like Roast Battle, the show that we saw when we were in JFL. We'll have a competitive. Aka's gonna pee his pants. Give me one
real
question
bad.
and then we'll go.
It's real bad. It's real bad.
I know when he's gonna pee his pants because he starts
I
grabbing the
take a-
armrests of the seat
I'm
and
holding
lifting
on
his
for dear
bladder
life.
up.
And I take a deep breath in. I go,
Like me and Jiro. All right, go.
here's an interesting Rich Paul thing. Shiler, we talked message again. He said, for fuck's sake, the guy was
Go
selling.
pee. I'll talk about something and we go back.
All right.
Because and I want you here for these questions. But I got to give a huge shout out to Joe Rogan.
Oh yes, talk about it.
We should have put this up in the beginning, but Joe Rogan's really the fucking GOAT, man. This motherfucker's the leader of the free world. It is like literally the leader of the free world, man. On his podcast, biggest podcast on the fucking planet, he brought up the fact that I'd been shadow banned. And he was like, you know, Schulz was texting me and we were talking, and he's like that he thinks he's shadow banned from IG. They, on the podcast, they don't have to do this, on the podcast live, they start to look me up on Instagram, see that they can't find me, check my, name, they can't find me. And he's like, holy shit, they fucking shadow banned Schulz. And then he's like, yo, go follow Andrew Schulz. I mean, you don't have to do this. It only hurts him doing this. You realize that?
How?
Because Instagram and the powers that be, don't think the powers that be don't want some control over Joe Rogan. The powers that be do not like an individual, a free-thinking individual in America that has massive influence to put their own ideas out there in the world. They do not want that shit at all. Okay? So the fact that that he's like totally fine with pissing off Instagram would be like, yo, we're gonna shadow ban whoever the fuck we want. Mm-hmm. But he's like, no, that you don't deserve to shadow ban this kid. He's supportive of me. He rocks with me, and he fucking says on a podcast, man. It's like, and I had all these people reaching out to me, yo, I couldn't find you. I had to go to Joe's follow page and this, and it's like, it's an interesting thing that's happened as a comic because I'm not gonna lie. All the comics that I looked up to had to deal with their version of shadow banning, right? Like way back in the day, the Lenny Bruce, you know, getting arrested for jokes, or he wasn't shadow banned, but he was banned from comedy clubs.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean? Like the Carlins, you know, all these people who, because of jokes. And keep in mind, I don't put any politics on my Instagram. Yeah. I only talk politics on podcasts because shit gets taken out of context on Twitter and Instagram. Mm-hmm. So I'm only putting out jokes. So 4 jokes I get shadow banned, which is, I'm really believing to be the modern day version of the silencing of the comedian.
Did Instagram tell you which jokes were the
Nah, they don't let you know shit. They just like, yo,
they don't even tell you your shadow ban, do they?
Exactly. They don't say shit. We don't know what shadow banning is. There's no official term for that. That doesn't exist anywhere.
Oh, word?
Son, yeah.
I thought this was like
no, this is
confirmed
covert.
by Instagram.
No, this is covert.
Oh, this is crazy.
They go, oh, I guess your name isn't popping up in the search. I guess people are
scandal.
Son,
we got a scandal.
There are and Joe was talking about this on the podcast. There are reports, they've recorded messages happening in their boardrooms talking about how they want to shadow ban people, but they'll deny publicly that they even do it. Oh, that doesn't exist at all. Wow. So your boy is targeted. They're targeting and trying to silence it for jokes. I'm not speaking politically on anything. Mm-hmm. It's just jokes. Akaash is back. And I was just telling him, like, this is the modern iteration of what comics of our past have had to go through.
Yeah, you're Lenny Bruce out here, Doug.
The Bruce is these motherfuckers. You know what I mean? It's like, it's way better because I'm not in jail.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like imagine how horrible it is to be in jail for cussing. Comedy.
Yeah.
For cursing. Like everybody there is in jail for like murder and shit. They're like, what are you in here for? It was like, well, I said fuck. It's like
crazy. He's
funny thing about
NWA, a Nilla with attitude.
Yo, I'm a Nilla with attitude, bro.
Son, that's
Nilla with attitude.
You gotta
dog.
put that picture up somewhere.
I'm taking that from you. I'm saying that I'm brilliant today. But I'm a Nilla with attitude, bro. Real talk. They coming for your boy. but we gonna persevere.
Son, that's crazy. I really thought just until this moment, I thought that was like a confirmed thing that Instagram does to be like, yo, chill. But they don't even admit that they're doing.
You know what's crazy is in my mind, there's no doubt we win this fight. Like you just can't.
No.
You can't.
Don't talk like that.
No, I'm not saying against Instagram or whatever, but against like
We
the
put
PC.
too much confidence in Akaash in the regular.
Yeah.
No.
Like you're crazy. Like they could be
Not-
like,
No, I'm saying
Now we gonna win.
not PC culture versus PC culture. It's impossible that because
Not PC.
we have
is gonna
seen
win.
this war before.
This is not PC is gonna. How many of us get sacrificed so that win is possible?
Got you,
Who
got
knows?
you, got you.
But not PC will always survive. And what we have, the advantage I think we have, is that we're some savvy, forward-thinking motherfuckers. Like,
and you're good.
let me tell you something. If you listen, you know the little shit. Obviously, people are. You know, the Times article, that kind of stuff, and people are kind of realizing, oh shit, this kid might know what he's doing with, predicting certain things. Like, I didn't think this was gonna happen. I didn't think, like, we're ready for this. We're prepared for this. Like, that's the email list is just one example of what we got going on. We are ready for the smoke, and I can't tell you guys because we don't know who's listening.
right.
But there are things that we have in place to make sure, and allies that we have in place. Like, keep in mind, you want to deplatform me, shut me down, all that kind of shit. The fact that a Joe Rogan, I didn't ask him to talk about it. Nothing. I just asked for his advice because I assumed he went through it. But the fact that Joe Rogan like that would even say, yo, go follow him. It's fucked up what they're doing for him. It's like, you try to, if there's one thing that we've learned about humanity in general, is if you try to shut something out, right, it just increases velocity, right? When a hose is pouring something out and you put your thumb on the hose, what happens with the water?
Shoots out faster.
Just goes further. So Instagram, you think that you're silencing me, but you're just making people want to follow me even more.
Number one way to have a book be a bestseller is ban it.
So it's like we not even angry. It's like you want smoke? I'm ready to barbecue. We got the meats marinating. We had them marinating. If you find my
And
Instagram,
it's funny because now it's like people have to go through more work to find you.
so now they're that
Now
much
it
more committed.
means more.
Yeah.
Like it means more. It's not just like a quick just follow. It's like, oh shit, I gotta really search this guy. Like, oh, they're trying to ban this guy.
Oh, and
fuck it, let's
fuck,
join
we
this.
in it.
Yeah, like,
and keep in mind, the page is ready. If you look at my page, I don't got a bunch of like show flyers posted. I don't got a bunch of pictures of dumb shit posted. What do I got?
Content.
Straight content. You don't think we're ready for you? When you come and finally come to the page and then you just see the jokes and you're like, oh shit, these jokes are fun. This is why? No political bullshit, just straight jokes. Like, oh no, we got to ride for this. Because what they're doing is trying to shut down jokes. That's really what it is. And they're trying to shut down people who tell jokes and have influence. All I'm saying is, bring it on, Zuck. Bring it
chill
on.
out. Chill out. Son.
I think he's upset because I called his wife ugly. And I didn't call her ugly, just ugly. I called her ugly for a billionaire's wife.
For you.
For a billionaire. Not even
Yeah.
for you, because he's not the cutest, but for a billionaire.
Yeah. You ever seen an ugly billionaire? Jay-Z.
Facts.
Hey.
No, that's
No.
that's the
Can we
Jay-Z
stop
line.
talking about billionaires,
That's the
though?
Jay-Z
Yo,
'cause they
line,
just got
son.
too fucking
Stop being
much-
pussy.
they
I'm
got too
quoting
much
Jay-Z.
Son, you know what Mark Zuckerberg looked like? One of them Cupid statues.
All right, whatever.
Yo, he look like
Curly
mannequin
ass
piss. Look at mannequin piss.
I hope these jokes are worth it, son. These motherfuckers own everything your platforms are on. Like, chill
Yo,
out.
we gonna work it out, bro.
Chill.
Yo, we gonna work it out. You realize you deplatform a comedian, the ticket price just went crazy. I gotta see him now.
That's what's up.
I gotta see him
That's
now.
what's up.
Yeah,
The
but now
only
there's no
place.
more video. And then where do
BDE tour.
Where's my place?
You don't think,
YouTube.
you don't think we gonna keep on putting up?
Where? If they take you off these places.
Yo, if YouTube. Let me tell you something. What we've done for YouTube is indescribable in terms of legitimizing them as a platform for professional content,
Yeah, we spoke about that.
right?
Yeah.
They got to ride with me. You got to take care of your boy. Because I fucking rode for you. I went on the biggest platforms in the world and I fucking screamed your name from the mountaintops and asked for nothing. All I asked for is a fair shot. So if y'all come for your boy when you got fucking white supremacist websites on the fucking or YouTube pages, all this other shit, now we got that would be.
You know what you should do? You should get like a YouTube shirt and say like your most offensive joke on stage. And when that shit does numbers and shit like that, be like, yo, YouTube.
There you go. that will get us kicked off YouTube for sure. Anyway, let's take some questions.
All this exposure I got.
Justin Washington asked, real quick, Shiler said the way that Rich Paul met LeBron is he was selling illegal jerseys out of his trunk, got confronted by Braun, and then ended up managing him and countless other stars. Isn't that crazy?
Oh, I thought I was wondering it was either Mav Carter or Rich. They
didn't
met
know
through
that.
these like interesting circumstances, but yeah.
I did not know that. Okay. Justin Washington said, with the amount of NBA stars pulling out of Team USA to focus on the upcoming season, will Team USA go far with the B squad? This is interesting. Everybody pulling out of Team USA ball.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've noticed, but it's like it's
Alex.
basically just the Celtics.
Pulling out is when you remove something before it happens. Do you understand what pulling out
My
is?
guys jump.
Say what? Okay, so I think that a C squad of American players beats the best players in the world, hands down.
Still?
Let me tell you why.
Okay.
Let me tell you why. Because you're not playing against all the world. You're playing against each country. And each of those countries only has, at tops, a couple NBA players.
But we already lost in 2002 and 2004 at the Olympics.
Yeah, but that was like dumb shit. That was like... No, that honestly, that was what is it, hubris or whatever that thing is?
Yeah,
That's like
arrogance.
We don't need plays. We don't need any. Hey, just go out there and ball, yo. Just get like now the NBA is like, oh no, let's take this seriously. Let's have a fucking week of preparation or like few weeks of preparation. How are we gonna play? What players do we need on our team? They play zone, so we have to have shooters, guys that can shoot out of the zone. Like they're actually taking and putting thought into it, whereas before it was literally like you're playing women and you're like, I don't just guard whoever, it don't matter. Like,
So this is, because I'm not too familiar with this, this is like the tournament to qualify for the Olympics?
I believe winner gets an automatic entry.
Okay.
But it's no different than you know how like racing, like running races,
Yeah.
like they have a world champion every year. And then every 4 years, it's the Olympics.
Okay.
So FIBA is a international basketball competition, and I believe, right?
It's an organization.
It's
yeah.
just an organization. So it's just like the World Cup, right? There's the World Cup, and then there's also other cups that aren't as big.
And the World Cup is FIFA, and FIFA puts on a lot of these world
Right.
soccer.
So essentially, every year there's a world tournament for every sport.
Okay, so this is yearly. This is a yearly?
Yes, and then every 4 years, instead of having that world tournament, they're like, okay, let's just have the Olympics.
Oh, okay. So the star players just want to go to the Olympics.
Yeah, they're like,
They
well, I don't give a fuck about no fucking world championship
I
gold
thought it was
medal.
every 2 years, but maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah, so like for example in soccer they have a thing that's every
Right,
two.
right.
It's kind of like staggered weird, but every year they have something.
Something.
Yeah.
Okay.
Gotcha. Oh, okay.
But it's
Yeah.
meaningless, and I totally understand why the players don't want to do it. Now, if I'm one of these players that's like a fringe all-star, I want to go there for multiple reasons. One, I want to play for a guy like Pop, try to soak up some game, impress some people. Maybe I can play amazing in the tournament and then get a sick contract in the league.
I will say this, though. I remember the 2008, the Redeem team. Everybody came back from that team better. And I remember Kevin Durant played in World Championships or whatever, like 1 or 2 years later, whatever.
Yeah.
He came back better. It seems like players can come back from this experience a lot better. Just being around elite talent like that.
Yeah.
Like seeing how Kobe trained really impacted LeBron. I think he even said that.
This is great. And let's be honest. The U.S. losing in a basketball tournament was the greatest thing for international basketball in the history of the sport. Because all of a sudden, other teams went, we got a shot?
Yeah,
Yeah.
they have hope now.
Yeah.
Hope
Yeah.
is the greatest motivator in the history of humanity. Look at any beautiful church
Yeah.
built. the
Vatican.
pyramids, the Vatican, all that shit is built off hope and slaves, but hope.
I was gonna say hope and fear. Hope
Yeah.
and fear are probably the two biggest.
You know, so it's like, I think it was the best thing for basketball, the U.S. losing.
Quite possibly.
100%. Okay, let's do another one. Just 'cause we gotta wrap
Krishna
up.
Kanagrayer says, this is a lot of setup, but basically, when is it appropriate to make jokes about a tragic situation for a comedian?
As soon as the thing happens, you can make a joke.
Yeah, I don't think it's inappropriate. I wouldn't do it right away. I'll take a little time. That's my personal thing. But if a guy does it and it's good, go.
As
What
soon
was
as
that,
it
what was
happens.
that formula?
A tragedy
Comedy.
plus time equals comedy.
I'm noticing now the world is getting like our attention span is so short.
Yeah.
The time is
That
shortening.
time is shortened.
Son,
Quite
Like the
possible.
moment something happens, somebody's getting that choke off on, especially Twitter.
I don't even want, it's Patreon, so maybe I drop it.
Okay, I know what you're talking about.
What shit from yesterday?
Some of the shit's from yesterday,
Yeah.
bro. But
Yeah,
we
that's
were just
good.
like, I want people to see it, though. I want people to see. Nah. Come out to the show. Y'all see it at the show. So y'all see it when we put a project out.
Last question from Ben. Antonio Brown is the biggest prima donna in the history of the NFL, and Dak is a clown for turning down $30 million. Those are just
Son,
points per
Dak
weekend.
turning down $30 million is hilarious,
It's
B.
crazy, dog. I want him to go on the open market, and I like Dak.
Yeah.
But I want him to go on the open market and see what teams are really going to offer.
Do you think that he'll even get 25 on the open
I
market?
don't think so, because I don't think a team looks at Dak and says, if we have him, we win the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
I think even if you're a good defense and a good running back like the Jaguars, when they had whoever the fuck that sucked, they signed Nick Foles. Nick Foles I've seen make big plays, win a Super Bowl, whatever. You're not going to look at Dak the same way, I don't think.
Yeah.
And I like Dak. I just... $25 million was high for me.
Yeah.
I'd have done it, but he wants 35, so he's saying he wants 40 because they offered 30. So you're doing the thing if you know. Idiotic. And Antonio Brown, this to me is just like trying to pretend you're not swallowing your whole ego. Have you seen the tweet where he's like, oh, I found a newer version of my old helmet, so I'm going to play. It's like, bro, your appeal got denied. So just admit you lost and you're going to play because you want the money or whatever.
I don't understand this guy. Antonio Brown seemed like a very reasonable superstar. And he's just kind of, I don't know, just like deformed into this disgusting person. Like now granted, it could be media narrative, it could be all this kind of shit, and I don't know personally, and it could be he's nervous and insecure and he's just trying to like use bravado in these interviews, but he is not likable in these fucking interviews. I don't need football. I don't need it. I'm $30 million in the bank. I don't need. All right, so don't play.
Drugs.
You think?
I think whenever somebody's just acting,
You
that
know
far off,
what?
they gotta
That's
be
quite
drugs.
possible.
They
Now,
gotta
what
be
type of drug? Pills?
I don't know. Even long-term steroid use.
By all accounts, he's a ridiculously hard worker. Like his foot problem is from trying cryotherapy, and then his feet just started burning and swole up, and like there's all this crazy shit going on with feet. But that is, I'm trying to train and recover at the highest level, which is the same with T.O.
You
T.O.
can't
wouldn't
be that good without putting in the work, man.
and
It's-
T.O. was a fucking
Relentless worker.
perfectly
Yeah.
worked out all the time. Like
Yeah.
And usually those are the crazy people. Kobe.
maybe
It's just so. It's
Kobe's
just so.
something off about Kobe.
We need to have a sit down with Antonio Brown. Needs a podcast because these ESPN interview shits where it's like short and it's just quick bites.
Yeah.
They never work. You need a long, drawn out conversation where we get past all the bravado and then we really get to it. I think he was scorned by. I think Pittsburgh did something to him.
something, but it wasn't financial because financially they always broke him off.
No, they always broke. I think that it was something moral. I think there was something immoral that happened. I think he found out that they use like private detectives or something to like dig up some shit or like I think he found out how the NFL really works, the underbelly, the disgusting underbelly. That
The
these-
Miko NFL.
what Miko Grimes was talking. I think he found out, and then these motherfuckers that looked in his face and like were so nice and they loved him and everything, and he found out behind their back something happened which completely changed his tune on football because this is a different Antonio Brown.
Yeah.
Like there's diva and then there's this.
Yeah.
This is like pointed anger right? Like,
Yeah.
does that make sense?
I don't know if it's pointed anger, but it's just odd behavior, and it's like a massive distraction. This is like new levels of distraction. It reminds me of T.O. doing sit-ups in the driveway for an interview.
Reminds me of Nicki Minaj.
Oh,
Yeah.
shit.
Shouts to Nicki, man. Shouts to Budden and
Yeah, that was good.
Someone asked us about. Let me get his name. Talk about it, and then I'll just
honestly,
make sure I shout
you
him out.
gotta
Sexy.
respect Joe Budden.
I tuned into both. That was pretty good.
You gotta respect him.
Yeah, man.
This guy is a marketing fucking genius, dude. And he won't, like, the sign of someone who's really good at marketing is you get a win off a bad moment and a good moment.
Yeah.
It's easy to get a win off good moments.
Nick Cannon.
What are you doing with the bad one? What are you doing when you look stupid or when you look like you were called out? Like, you know that I saw a picture Elliot Wilson posted today that Nikki's on Budden's podcast.
Yeah.
And
That was smart.
shit was quiet on Budden's podcast for a minute. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I don't remember anybody talking about it.
happened
No
on-
big news stories coming out. There was no, like, it used to be a weekly conversation, Budden's podcast. They went to Spotify and it just got quiet. Like, it just wasn't hitting the blogs. It wasn't hitting. Nobody was really
Right.
talking about it.
Right.
I mean, good things were happening. Obviously, Rory was killing it with the orange, and like,
The push interview and all that.
it was a few things that were popping, and then it just got quiet. Nothing was really going on. I can't remember a big interview. Can you?
They had some big moments.
No, don't give me that.
Oh.
Tell me an interview that was big.
So are we talking
Recently.
pre or post Chance interview?
No, Chance is like the third thing that happened once they went over to Spotify.
Oh, okay.
It was hot because anything new and different was
so
hot.
the 50 greatest rapper, that really was a funny episode.
This is brand new. This is last week.
But
So
and that's what I'm saying.
in
That's
between
something
that
hot.
is X amount of months. How many months?
I don't know the way my memory works. I'm just saying they're still
What happened on the
good. And
Look,
thriving.
my point is, shit got quiet. Okay.
I disagree.
But you can't make an argument for why not.
Just because I can't even remember big moments from our shit, just because of the way my memory works and all the things that I'm doing. But I'm just saying I've been listening to it.
But you just called
weekly.
out a moment that was big that was X amount of months ago, and a moment was big now. But you can't call out.
I don't even know when the Chance moment happened. I thought that was maybe 2 months ago.
No, that was.
I have
but
no
look,
idea.
Doesn't matter. We're
Yeah,
getting.
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, we're getting sidetracked.
You're
Who
getting
cares?
sidetracked from the argument. The argument is it was the hottest thing on the street. Everything Button was doing was on fire, and then the Spotify, it isolated them a bit because you can only get on Spotify. Not everybody's on Spotify.
I'm not on.
it. And then the YouTube videos come out a few days later, so it was a little bit late. Whatever. All of a sudden, they go on this Nicki thing, and Nicki was ready for Budden. And it's a big kind of explosive thing. I guess Budden walks out or something. I was just watching a clip of it.
I think she kicked him out.
Whatever, it doesn't matter. But in true Budden fashion, and I do believe that he is brilliant when it comes to this fucking internet game and understanding how to use drama and understanding use it. He gets her back on. Most people might have an ego and go, no, fuck that. I'm not going to do that. He was like, no, let's come back and continue talking. Now you got to listen to part 2. Mm-hmm. And now you have all these people who might be Nicki fans and might hate you are going to see this part 2 and go, you know what? He ain't really a bad guy. Mm-hmm. If they do it right. Who knows?
Yeah.
But
That's what happened.
I applaud independent marketing. I applaud it. That is not something Spotify cooked up. That's something that artists did themselves.
Yeah.
I fucking applaud that.
Shouts
Well
to Mr.
done.
Hungry for mentioning that on the Patreon.
Yeah,
on
yeah,
the
yeah.
Tapping questions.
But yeah, we should probably wrap up. Is there
Yeah,
anything else you
no,
want to say?
that's about it.
Y'all know the dates. Y'all know where we going to be.
Kaz, we still thinking about you. We love you.
Kaz,
bro.
we
Every
love you,
day,
dog.
man.
Every
We
day
love
in
you.
our prayers, bro.
Jasmine, we love you. You know what I mean? I know so many people. What?
I didn't know if you were supposed to say your name.
Yeah, he says her name on the podcast all
he
the
does?
time. Yeah. You paranoid with that shit. So we love y'all, man. Obviously, I know a lot of people have been reaching out asking where they can send flowers, where they can send, gifts, that kind of stuff. And I spoke to Kaz. We can't just give out his address,
Yeah.
for obvious reasons. But, we're going to think about some place where you guys could send things. And it's great that you even want to send a card. But really, social media is an amazing way to get and connect with him. You cannot imagine the type of pain and sorrow. Well, some of you might, unfortunately, have been able to imagine it, but most of us cannot imagine that type of pain and sorrow. So as crazy as it is, Kaz was telling us a story where he walked out of his apartment the other day, and he's just been
First time he left his apartment.
First time he leaves his apartment, he's been so isolated and so just distraught. And I mean, he's dealing with the craziest amount of pain that you could possibly imagine. And then on top of that, the woman that you love more than anything in the world is going through the worst time of her life. So you also got to consider what she's going through. It's like he leaves his apartment for the first time since this happened. He's been cooped up in the hospital for over a week. He gets back to his apartment, in there, locked away, leaves it, walked out of the apartment. Guy runs up on him on the street, chucking that asshole up, keeping it tight, gives him a big hug, tells him he loves him, thinking about him. And he's like, man, that shit fucking lifted my spirits in a way you can't imagine. So keep doing that, man. This is part of having this kind of family, part of having an army, part of having a community, is that when tragedy strikes, there are people that are there for you and people that hold you down. And that's what's going to differentiate, us from any other type of podcast. And that's what's really going to, make us survive any type of fucked up situation we're going through. Obviously, what Kaz is going through right now, Akaash is about to be married, so that's going to be miserable. So he's going to need to lean on us as well. I'm just joking.
I'm going through my own tragedy.
He's just going through his own. Do you know what I mean? Obviously, with the social media companies coming after me, and it's like the fact that we have this
Schulz's
is
girl is one more day on her period. So.
Son, if y'all know a cure for periods, holler at me, man. Literally.
Turning 60. That's the cure.
Old pussy. Anyway, man, we love y'all so much. Keep it tight, man. Peace.
God bless.